Me to it be accurately measured. It's measured flat, direction up and down. Flat level we at, flight over ground. Descending from that breeze, heading in degrees. Horizontal, flat, ESC. Now you know it's flat below ground. Measured flat.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Neil, Click OK, Len, Adam, and a whole bunch of people in the Politics Discord server. So
is that what the other guy was trying to say, just LARPing?
Hey. Yeah, you're saying if the Earth is an airplane, right? And it was like, no, the Earth would be an Earth plane.
Yeah, that joke ran for about, it worked for about 2 or 3 times, right? Similar to saying Earth's a giant roast chicken or Earth's a dice. The gag flies once, but then if you keep using it, it's just like anything, it gets stale. Yeah, saying that the boat flows over the horizon is, again, a description from a flat plane. Distance over drop is a flat Earth prerequisite. You need horizontal and vertical to describe it. That's where he left off.
I love it when they tell us it's so biggy, it's flatty, and then in the next breath, but ships go over the horizon. They're my favourite ones.
Well, what they've got at the moment as a defence is that they measure it flat locally. Well, you can only measure locally. You can't measure non-locally. But that's essentially...
I like it when they ask that. Where does local stop? What's the distance?
But there isn't. You can't measure non-locally. As far as you can measure... So what's the distance
then, when it becomes non-local? That's what I like hitting them with. And you watch their little brains just melt.
You're almost inviting them to offer up an explanation for
I've never had a number yet. 2 and a bit years.
But you're inviting them to give you one. So there's a suggestion.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But then there's a suggestion that there should be a debate about it when there is no debate. You know what I mean? When you understand that it's just measured flat, and they say, yeah, it's measured locally flat, you go, yeah. Well, that's the end of the discussion.
You might be getting the locally flat ones, but we get all the refraction clowns. Everything's refraction. We've done a measurement, refraction, long range refraction, use the laser refraction. Doesn't matter what you say, we get all these muppets, refraction. It's getting old.
Well, what's the opposite of local?
Talking about local, a good question, Bob. So, just to throw a jab to the flat earthers, when flat earthers say or claim that the sun is local, I mean, that sounds local to me, you know? Local.
I don't know what the sun is. We measure Earth with the sun, though, for things like time and positional information, like for navigating. So when you measure with respect to the sun, but it doesn't involve its distance. The only people that try to extract distance for the sun are heliocentrists, when taking measurements of a flat Earth to derive a radial value, and then taking that radial value into a Copernican orbital motion, making it elliptical with Kepler, and then scaling it with Huygens' use of the radial value superimposed onto Venus, so that you can scale the distance at 93 million miles. So your heliocentric believers suggest there's a distance. In terms of just practical applications, though, the sun is used for time, positional information, and elevation angle is what will find you your location if you're lost. So those are all flat Earth by prerequisite when it's actually used for anything practical. Knowing the distance doesn't really give you anything. And the extracted distance in heliocentric terminology comes from flat Earth measurements and prerequisites anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's a bit stupid for any flat earther to claim the distance to it. Saying it's local. Stupid.
Yeah, I would suggest that the notion of having a local sun from flat earthers is a controlled narrative where it's fed into the communities so that they claim it with various garbage suggestions of its genuine local nature being proved by the so-called flat earthers. Well, they normally talk about all sorts of nonsense like finding God in tetrahedrons or whatever it is you might want to discuss. But fart-sniffing dweebs on the flat earth side that want to be gurus would suggest that they can ascribe a distance. But in reality, there is no measurable distance in the concepts that are useful for things like navigation. It's set at an infinite distance like the stars in the celestial sphere. So you can use it practically on a flat plane to find your position.
Yeah, that's correct. That's all you should be talking about, Nathan. Correct. But how is it used in practical applications?
I don't mind if somebody suggests that they've got a distance to it because they need an R value to get that distance by extracted calculation after flat Earth measurement. So you can just take that person who suggests Earth's a ball and they have actually got a distance through their measurement acquisition of an R value, therefore flat Earth being measured to acquire it. So all roads lead to a flat Earth, no different for heliocentric belief. I had a bottle of water around here.
Anyone who believes they'll live on a ball, yeah, they might talk about refraction, but they never talk about the actual measurements of Earth. And if they do, they'll be talking about 8 inches per linear mile squared, which is a flat Earth prerequisite for Earth measurements. They'll be talking about Alberuni, measuring elevation angles, or Eratosthenes, or sea level, or altitude, or elevation angles to stars from the flat horizontal plane the observer stands upon. Never any curvature measurements.
No, just extractions from flat Earth measurements to suggest or calculate more accurately curvature into existence based on those flat Earth measurements.
Nathan, are you able to see the chat in here in this VC?
No, sorry. I can just see the voice chat room and who's in it.
Okay, if you see the voice chat, you should be able to click in the little bubble, that little bubble there, next to join voice. It's like a text bubble, and you can see the text.
Yeah, I can't do
chat.
that.
All right.
What is it that's in there? Just tell me.
It's just an observation that one of the guys in here did, DOS man. It's about Mount McKinley. He can at 12 feet observer height, he can see Mount McKinley from 226 miles across the water.
Okay.
I mean, there's also land between the observer. There's water, land, but 226 miles at 12 feet observer height. Yeah.
But for the distance in that assertion, regardless of who's making it as a claim or suggesting there's some logical inference to be taken from that, the distance that you've given me is a linear measurement. So Earth's measured flat for that distance. Don't need to see anything at any distance. Any distance measurement of Earth's surface is a flat Earth measurement. Same with the altitude. You said 12 feet above sea level.
Yeah, the observer height is 12 feet.
Off sea level.
Sea level, yes, sea level.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's a flat Earth measurement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to add that the mountain top is at 20,310 feet. That's the Peak Denali, the highest peak, that mountain.
Height from sea level.
Yeah, from sea level, yes.
Yeah, so you've got
20,
your height,
000.
a flat measured distance and then a different height, also perpendicular to sea level. So you've got 3 flat Earth measurements in this, which means that as much as it might be a pretty picture, the fact that we can talk about it in this context means that Earth can be measured and is measured flat from sea level and for distance. Yeah?
I mean,
I love your argument. Yeah, I don't disagree.
No. Just one sec. It's not an argument. It's a statement of absolute fact that your logic that was going to move forward from those prerequisites was going to rely upon foundationally. So before someone can infer that maybe we're seeing too far or not far enough, or forget all of the logical suggestions after the fact being Earth's measured flat for every single thing that's described. So there's no need to make an argument. Earth's just measured flat.
yeah, it always
Another
goes to that.
Easter egg about his
You know,
observation is that he can see another mountain, which is a volcano, to his left. So he can see Mount Redbound, which is it's a volcano, which is 72 miles away from him. And that one is about 300 kilometers from Mount McKinley. So he can see the whole mountain range, behind the, how do you say? He can see the water, and he can see the mountain range across the horizon, above the horizon line, from the Mount Redbound, 72 miles from him, and then Mount McKinley, 226 miles from him. He can see the whole mountain range across the horizon line.
Sure.
Above, yeah.
But to be able to quantify what he can see meant that we'd measured Earth for him to give those distances, right? Right, so we've already measured Earth for those distances, and they're all flat, linear distance measurements, aren't they?
What?
72 miles, 250 miles, 300 miles, 1,000 miles. It's all measured, and it's all flat, linear mile distances, as the crow flies, like on a map scale. Earth's already been measured flat. So what we have been pulled into is this idea that we, if we're flat earthers, and others who believe in the heliocentric worldview that's been made with these flat earth measurements, need to argue about whether or not it's ball-shaped. So in your disclosure of flat earth measurements, you included that it's something to do with the horizon. Well, that's because there's an inference that if we take flat earth linear distances and flat earth altitudes from sea level, we can suggest that at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height off flat earth, there should be an earth curve in the way, and there isn't. Who cares? Every bit of this is measured flat before we start suggesting there should be an argument about whether or not we could see the mountain. Who cares if we can see the mountain? We've already measured and surveyed every inch of it flat anyway. But if we can just whistle past how flat we need to accept Earth has been measured, we can argue about whether or not we should or shouldn't see the mountain. Do you see the trick? It's a PSYOP version of flat Earth. Don't need to argue about whether or not Earth's flat. It's been measured that way. No need for logical inference or how far we see. We just see mountains. It's got nothing to do with there should be an Earth curve at a flat Earth distance away, at a flat Earth height off sea level. See how silly it sounds when I break it down with the prerequisites and measurements of a flat Earth? It all seems very benign then, doesn't it?
Yeah, because obviously I didn't use the "we see too far" like you added that, but I didn't. I don't use that obviously because I don't like using that. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it pisses me off when people say that, because too far is based on the idea that we do have a distance to a geometric horizon based on flat Earth prerequisites. So we should have an obstruction. Says what? Well, says this begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator that says if I measure my height off a flat Earth, there's a distance limitation in flat Earth linear miles. Therefore, there should be something in the way, says this maths. You're like, no. We just see a mountain. There's no limitation to what it should be or shouldn't be seen at. We just see it. If you've got a set of eyeballs and you open them and you look at it, you see it. That's it. No discussion. Well, what about should it be obscured at X distance? You go, well, to describe X distance requires we measure Earth for the distance. Distance is linear, so we've measured Earth flat for linear distance. Why are we having this argument again? Oh, there isn't one. It's just measured flat for distance. That's right. We've surveyed every inch of the known territory. It's all been measured. It's all flat. That's how we measured it. If it's not flat, we know how not flat it is by measuring a difference, that's vertical, from the distance, that's horizontal, that we measured Earth flat with. So for hills and valleys, we need to know how far in linear distance horizontally we are going, so we can describe the up and down variation from that horizontal flat Earth measurement. So Earth's measured flat to know how non-flat it is as well. Hills and valleys. You could say hills and valleys are like curves. So when we measure how curved Earth is, that's hills and valleys, we survey it with a flat plane in distance, in miles or kilometres. So we need to measure Earth flat to know how curved it is. And we do. We've measured all the hills. That's Earth's curves from a flat plane with linear distance measurements.
That's why it's important just to keep some measurements, really. I mean, because you don't want to get into the wrangle-tangle of refraction and all that, because that's just like, observations, possibly. Well, no, let's not even go there. A lot of people don't even know what refraction is when they're talking about it, and you get into the wrangle-dangle of what refraction is and refraction indexes. But at the end of the day, like Nathan's explaining it, we're talking about measurement, and you can just bring back to the measurement in all instances, they will be telling you how Earth's measured flat, just the same as we do, because that's the way it's measured.
Well, strictly refraction also includes flat Earth measurements in both varieties. So if you want to boil it down to a couple of different types of refraction, you've got an extracted radial value based refraction called terrestrial refraction. We'll get to that in a minute. And then you've just got refraction, which if you're describing how much the light is suggested to have traversed over a distance and moved in the vertical, then that is a drop over distance for the light. All refraction measurements in sincere measurement terminology are flat also. Now, when you get to the assertion of 7/6 of a radius value in standard form or any deviation of a value thereof, that's terrestrial globe Earth refraction, you need to get an R value. Your R value comes from a flat Earth measurement also. So both versions of what some opponents think present an opportunity to have an argument, again, you can guarantee it, notwithstanding that itself is utilising flat Earth prerequisites in the form of an R value or measurement of refraction in real terms, you've also got the fact that the globe model itself, when assumed to be in need of a defence that has a refraction attached to it, also comes from flat Earth prerequisite measurements of surface level. So there's no escaping how flat Earth is measured. The globe's foundationally based on it, and so is refraction if you utilise globe-based terrestrial refraction. So you've always got a flat Earth prerequisite at the beginning of all assertions, even in this case what seems like a defence from globe believers, that refraction somehow involved with when we don't see too far based on maths that comes from flat Earth measurements. So it's all a folly. There is no argument. There's just the perception of an argument.
The thing is, a lot of people have been doing it for that long, getting into the wrangle-tangle of all these other subjects, which you're right, Nathan, you can bring everything back down to a flat Earth measurement. But I think a lot of people's minds, it's difficult for them to get out of that way of thinking, how it's been over the years, whereas you, at the moment, and on the show, we're just telling you how Earth's measured flat, and everybody talking about any Earth measurement will be describing how it's utilised and measured flat from 0 degree baseline called sea level. Sorry, I mean mean sea level.
Right, for those who are unaware, we're in politics server today, so hopefully one of my mods can grab a link for politics.
Can one of your mods send Gemsy the link to the server that you guys normally frequent, by any chance, kindly? Anyone in there?
What are you asking for?
For a link to your server.
I don't have one.
Oh, well, you guys are not like together in a like a Discord call
No.
or something?
Oh right, that's like
Flip
meet.
side.
That's
Flip
meet.
side.
So I pay for that. That's like a room I pay for just so I've got the facility to run my show from it. So, but I don't have a Discord server. No, I just toddle along to people who'll tolerate me being there. In this case, politics, and then I share that with the audience. But I don't have one. I don't have a Discord server.
On a,
Okay.
on a daily basis, though, we use Divergent Droid's Flipside. That's what we're currently on most days.
Because when you say one of the mods shared the politics server, I was thinking you're sharing it somewhere. I
see. Yes, that's confusing. So no, what I mean is, as was just mentioned, Divergent Droid is my mod, and he's just posted a link to the politics server for a YouTube audience. So the YouTube audience is going to get a link to this server, so they can find their way here. Does that make sense? So
that makes sense now. Thanks.
It's almost like my gratitude for people tolerating me being here is me sharing their link so hopefully their server grows. But I need the link to do that, so hence I'm asking for my YouTube mod to put it out to the audience, as is now dutifully done. So as you can see going by, if you're watching this, there's the link to Discord. Please don't swear.
Sounds good.
It is.
Let's check on the new people. Let's see if anybody got any questions.
And Nathan, I think that guy was wanting a link to Droids. The flip side.
I mean, people can swap Discord servers all they like, but no offense to Divergent Droid, who's also my YouTube mod. You know, it's just, for me, it's just a public gateway. So I like the fact that I've got lots of various different servers. The one we frequent the most at the moment is called Flipside. If you guys in politics wanted to know where we frequent most days, but again, that is not my server, and it's only somewhere I've recently started going. So that might change. I just don't want anybody to think there's some permanence of the servers. Even when I was in a debate called Flat Earth Debate Server, it wasn't mine. I've never had a server. I just don't have the time to run one. That's the real truth of it. So I rely on others, like the good people of politics. But I just don't want to necessarily mention other servers while I'm literally in their politics server. No offense to Divergent Droid. Anyway. It's good to be here, all the same.
I just offer some prayers for Indio. Here he's having a bit of a hard time. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What's
Good
happened
luck
to
to
India?
him.
What's happened to India? Anybody know? What's happened to him?
Not sure.
Edabear said we should offer prayers for Indio. He's having a hard time.
I hope he's all right. I'll just say a prayer anyway for him. Hope it reaches him.
They might have done something evil. You don't know.
Well, let's get it on, shall we?
Thank you, Eldeber. Thank you, Eldeber, for sharing morality.
Well, that killed the conversation. It's something we should talk about in hushed tones.
No, I think we was just describing how in all instances Earth's measured flat, and some people on the globe side try and skip over that fact and get you to talk about, observations and things called refraction, which you can boil down to, like you've just described.
Praying for
requiring
the
a
people
flat-
while it's a flat earth debate.
Sorry, mate.
What was that, Neil?
I said offering up a prayer for other people while you're in the middle of a debate.
That's a bit. It's quiet now. I mean, there's less debate since coming to the conclusion that everybody requires flat Earth as a prerequisite for everything that's ever been discussed in this subject. So there's far less need for stress or emotion. It's just a question of time for the people in these sorts of servers, in terms of whether or not they as an individual can accept how flat Earth has been measured this whole time is a different story. But introspection aside, there isn't a debate anymore. So it's going to be quieter. You just have to accept that.
There's things like latitude, isn't it? I mean, latitude's a flat Earth elevation angle measurement to and from Polaris using sea level. And that's the end of that, really. But then people want to, you know, well, for one thing, a lot of people, for some reason, Nathan, start, you know, putting the burden on you that it's your problem or it's your measurement that you've gone out and physically measured latitude. I don't think you've done that, have you?
No, I'm not taking responsibility for any of these measurements, and none of them mine. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, so when I say to my audience, please share the show, that's me promoting what I do. I mean, in terms of flat Earth, I have become an absolute subject matter expert, having done it for about 12 years. I was watching a video this morning about a guy who does mastering. I think his channel's called AP Mastering. I like his videos. Very heavily into logic, so he studied philosophy at university, and then sound engineering, and then ended up being a mastering engineer. And he was like, I think he called it toxic humility, where people are like, oh, well, I'm not going to declare myself an expert. You know, what are you talking about? You've mastered some of the greatest bands ever, and you're not going to call yourself a freaking expert. And he was like, I will call myself an expert, having done this for 20 years. When I want my BMW fixing, I take it to a garage, and the guy who puts his wrench on it is an expert. Now, I'm not going to take it to a freaking chemist, because they're not going to understand how to fix the car. I'm going to take it to an expert in cars. That's a garage. Now, when someone brings me music to master, that makes me an expert, having done it for 20 years. And I thought, yeah, that's the kind of sentiment that I've been saying to the people at the moment that ask me. Not that it's often going to come up. But yeah, I consider myself a subject matter expert because I've been doing it for 12 years. Now, in his estimation, he was like, if you've been doing something for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, that's how he phrased it, then yeah, of course you're going to call yourself an expert if that's what you do for money. It's like, well, yeah, I've done this for at least 10 years for money. So, yeah, I'm not in the slightest bit ashamed to call myself a subject matter expert when it comes to flat Earth. It just doesn't mean that the measurements that Earth has been measured with suddenly become mine. I'm going to take ownership of the things that I haven't measured or credit for them. I mean, some people want to think they're frickin' Euclid, but that's not me. I'm just not that, delusional or deranged. Humble in the fact that I understand my own limits and what I've measured. But I won't be humble when it comes to my expertise that I've established over 10, 12, whatever years of doing this subject. I am an expert in flat Earth. But still going to be quiet. People know the score at the moment. If you're listening in, you know where it ends.
Who was it who gave you the measurements then, Nathan?
Oh, they're fairly standard, like Polaris measurements, utilised by globe believers quite regularly. Only the other day you offered me measurements beyond the quote equator, end quote you. So your equator, I could say. I mean, that would be ascribing false valor. You didn't measure it, did you?
So, I mean, there isn't 69 miles per 1 degree then, is that?
So you validated that?
You got from somewhere?
You validated that, Hilbert? Yeah, that's great. I'm
Nathan.
answering. Have you validated it? You came in here before with this same shit. Have you validated it? Yes or no?
Yeah, it can be validated, yes.
Have you done it? Not if it can be. I can win the freaking lotto. Doesn't mean I have. So have you done it? Yes or no?
Not personally. I have plans to do it, but I know somebody has.
You know someone that has? Good. Get them in here. We'll talk to them.
Yeah, but Nathan said that the other day. That's why I asked him.
Oh, but Nathan said...
Well, he's in the room.
Yeah.
He said there was a 1 degree relationship to 69 miles when you measure flat Earth.
You mean like what's wrapped
And
around
he
the
said he
globe?
had to measure it, so I asked him where he got that number from.
Well, he doesn't even need that number. Just the fact that you need a flat plane to get an angle measurement. Full stop. Game over.
Yeah, but he's a subject matter expert. That's why I asked him where he got the number from.
It's quite a few of us that are.
I am.
You're not.
So do you know, have you have a relationship of 1 degree to 69 miles then?
It's on the globe.
I don't need it.
It's the globe. So what's happening is Edibear's bracing against my opponent's position. So it's a bit like, let's just say, an idiot, someone like Simon Dan, saying you and your reference frames have been ruined. When I explain how the globe Earth utilises reference frames, Dan has mistakenly ascribed those reference frames to me because I can steelman my opponent's position. So when the globe uses latitude lines wrapped around it, and I steelman that position, Edabear, like dumbass Dan, has ascribed that to me like it's my position and I need to justify it. It's not my position. Now, I'll kid you not, this is about the 4th time I've explained this. These aren't my claims that I need to justify. Understanding my opponent's position and how flat Earth they are measuring doesn't make it my claim that I have to justify or defend. No, I don't have to measure it. I debunk the globe. I'm not trying to validate it. I debunk it with the use of flat Earth measurements for the angles that give them those degrees. Them, their degrees, they rely on for their globe. What's that? Am I going to defend 1 degree for every 69 statute miles? No, I'm not measuring that. I don't rely on it. But the degree is a measurement from a plane. That's what the degree is. It's an angle from a plane. I don't care if it's right or wrong. Still a flat Earth measurement.
I'm expert in
What are the flat Earth measurements then in that case?
It's my measurement. I am expert in reading Google maps when I'm using the GPS. I drove 69 miles on the ground, and only elevation change. Distance was the same. I got from point A to point B. Everything was fine. Elevation change, and it was also graphically show me. On GPS you can find it on your GPS on phone, and it's showing you how it's flat and it's only elevation change. 69 miles. I also drove like for 500 miles. It's the same thing.
So you can verify 69 miles per 1 degree.
I can verify. I sit in the car. I put 69 miles down. Far away to me, and then it's even Google Maps drawing me for me. I'm not drawing, that Google Maps doing, and showing me the elevation profile of the land, what I will cross with my car, and showing that I will change only elevation. The baseline always will be 0. Can you imagine?
So how many angles are there between Polaris and Equator?
I'm driving the car. I'm not measuring angles. I'm driving the car, and the software in 2036 Google Maps showing me the graphics where I will pass. It's the same thing for the bike race.
It's weird because Google Maps uses spherical trigonometry, but
it's using spherical trigonometry. Sorry,
I have the
if it's using, that means the baseline will be curved. Is that correct? Every elevation profile will show the baseline curved.
Google Maps give you the angle then when you're driving?
I think the question he asked was, were the elevation profiles curved? That's what he asked.
Well, I mean, what is an elevation profile?
The distance of the drop with respect to the distance in linear miles. That's what it is.
And what is the baseline?
Flat.
0, always a straight line, always. Can you show me different?
Okay.
For example, I didn't put that on internet. I didn't put that in the books.
Okay, don't get angry. It's okay.
That means no, everything is okay. But somebody put it there. Who put it there? I think the people from who knows to the experts, And if you show me elevation profile with the curved line, I would be nice to see that, But everyone, all of them, they are with the straight line, That means elevation change. We know mountains and hills. Yeah, great. But baseline is 0 to the sea level. Yeah. That's how we measure.
Well, let me just say something. I mean, the globe say that sea level is 0, right?
Yeah.
0 elevation. Okay. How would you represent 0 on a graph?
0, straight line.
Okay. So the globe would represent 0 as a straight line. That's what you're looking at. And you call that flat.
The globe would represent 0 as a straight line. How many drugs have you consumed today?
On the
seriously.
graph. Matrix.
The only thing
on a graph, on an elevation profile graph.
Well, these guys waffle through each other. So what's just been pointed out by Matrix is an absolute contradiction in terms. If you say something's global, then you can't have it described as a straight line for 0 to describe vertical deviations with respect to. So to try and fold in like a contradiction in terms, as Edabear's done, what we'll now have chance is complete audio chaos. That's to say no one will hear anything while this is used.
But there is no more straight line. It's dropping away from you if it's curving. That's the difference.
Yeah, you need horizontal distances
always,
to describe that.
What you always show is an elevation profile, a graphical representation of an XY coordinate of an XY coordinate
of the reality.
Yes, okay, of an XY coordinate where
that's flat. So when he describes XY coordinates, we're talking about Cartesian flat Earth coordinates that are measured with respect to angles off a plane. That's what coordinates are, degrees from a plane also. So you've got a lot of flat Earth prerequisites. Everyone's whistling past them.
You represent 0. You said you'd represent it with a straight line, right?
You don't have 0 on the globe. That's the problem. You know.
They do though. They do.
May I?
They
do
don't.
have 0. Yes, they do.
They don't.
May I? On a globe, because your globe is a sphere, right? Your 0 would have to be a curved line. Oh, and Nathan, I sent you a message regarding Indio. If you want to have a read at it, it's kind of serious. But
how would you represent that 0 on the graph?
Yeah, on a globe, a 0. For sea level would have to be a curved line because a globe.
No. On a graph, on a 2D representation.
Yeah, it can be a straight line, but
it would be a
curved line. Yes, because it's parallel to the curve.
How are you going to tell the difference when you look at the graph? To tell that is.
Well, excellent. If you can't tell the difference, then hey, Elderbear, check it out. If you can't tell the difference, you're not going to be using it to prove curvature. So that one's out the window.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't use it to prove it. I think it's a false argument to make that an elevation profile proves flat Earth.
So
the 0 would be represented as a straight line on either model, right?
No.
So you're saying that I cannot use that what I'm practically using in real life?
Sasha, just chill for a sec.
You can imagine whatever you want.
Sasha, can I just
imagine I'm using
Sasha,
that.
can you hear me? Sasha, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And if it was globe-shaped, it would be globe-shaped. So you're saying you can't tell the difference between a straight line and you can't tell the difference between something that's globe-shaped and something that's not. Well, there being no difference, yeah, there would. One would be globe-shaped. It just isn't. So you're saying because it isn't globe-shaped, you couldn't tell the difference if it was. Yeah, it'd be globe-shaped. It isn't. It's flat. Because it's from sea level. Having sea level mean part lower than another. My God, maybe if you just chat skank through me, that'll mean that what you win. I'm addressing what you've said. I heard you. You said if it's globe model shaped, then it won't be any difference to having no part higher or lower than another. Yeah, one will be globe-shaped. You'd tell if it was. It isn't. That doesn't mean there's no difference. Unless you're retarded and you can't tell the difference between something that's globe-shaped and something that isn't. That sounds like you've got a bit of a problem because you can't tell the difference between two things that you're saying would be the same. That's like saying a ball is the same as a piece of paper. No, they're fundamentally different. Now, if you can't tell the difference and you hold up a piece of paper and go, well, that means it's the same as a globe. No, a piece of flat paper's not the same as a globe. They're fundamentally different from each other.
I'm not. I'm looking at elevation profiles, not a piece of paper or a ball, just elevation profiles where zero is represented as a straight line.
Yeah, so it's flat then, not globe-shaped.
You couldn't tell. How can you tell?
So he's just going to rinse and repeat. So he's rinsing and repeating the same thing I heard you.
Hang on, the globe. Is there any globers in the room who can verify that?
Help me, globers, save me! Look, I can tell the difference between a straight line, end quote you, and something globe-shaped.
I'm a glober, but my level is quite high. I'm like.
Okay.
Silence, numpty.
Globe-shaped stuff isn't flat. If it's flat, it's flat. If it's globe-shaped, it's globe-shaped. Saying because it's flat means it's saying because it's flat means you couldn't tell the difference. It's just rumpusing the conclusion that makes him look like an idiot. I don't want to do this 5 times. I'll try again.
Saying is Yoda in the room?
So he's just going to just chat skank through me, right? So the conclusion's not going to come to Zed if decided. Being wrong means he can talk permanently. Being wrong means you can talk all the time. No, they'd be different. You'd be able to see that they're different if they're different. Flat is not globe-shaped. If it's globe-shaped, it would have a globe shape to it, whereas an elevation profile is ipso facto flat because it's describing deviations in the vertical from the linear distance in the horizontal. So it can't be globe-shaped. If it was globe-shaped, we'd measure how globe-shaped it was from the horizontal. That would be curve. The curve is a deviation from the horizontal. So if it was curved, that's how we'd see how curved it was. You're saying, well, we wouldn't be able to see. It's a measurement of curve. All it's doing is measuring curve. And the curve is a deviation in the vertical from the horizontal. If there was curve, it would be measured and would see it in an elevation profile. We don't. Response, you wouldn't be able to tell. it's showing the measurements. There just isn't any overarching Earth curve sphericity. That's a mathematical concept. The mathematical concept of Earth curve sphericity is also derived from flat Earth measurements. Linear distances, miles, radii. They don't bend. They're straight. They're flat. Your radii is straight to infer the model I've got on screen for my audience. This model is derived from flat Earth measurements. It's called the globe. You need to measure Earth flat to achieve it.
You show me an elevation profile that represents the globe with a 0.
Why? I'm not a freaking globe head. Why are you reversing the burden? You show me if you want to suggest we've got a bleeding globe, telling me to do it, you dumbass.
Because I know that an elevation profile file will show 0 as being a straight line.
So it's flat then? Yeah, that's because it's flat. Not because we couldn't tell the difference between a ball and a piece of paper. If one's flat, straight line, like a piece of paper, it's not football shaped, like a globe. You're saying, well, if it was a globe, it would still be straight and flat like a piece of paper. That's idiotic. No, you just don't know the difference between something football shaped and something paper shaped. One's flat, like an elevation profile. Has to be, or you can't describe curve, or you can't describe curve from the flat horizontal. This axiomatically requires horizontal, the flat distance, be flat. And if there is any curve, we'd describe it in the vertical. I've said it twice. It's tedious.
I know how it's represented on elevation profiles on the XY coordinates.
Yeah, so if there was curve, we'd measure. So we'd measure it in the Y coordinate then. If it was curved, we'd measure it in the Y.
Elevation.
We'd measure it in the Y if it was curving then, like hills.
The elevation.
Yeah, if there was an elevation deviation, we'd need horizontal distance, third time, to describe the Y deviation in the vertical width. So if Earth curves like hills, we'd measure it in the vertical Y-axis then.
The globers do the same thing.
Oh, so show me.
Elevation profile,
Perfect.
it will be exactly
show
the
me.
same.
Show me globe measurements deviating in the Y-axis from the X-axis. Show me that measured, please. Oh, what do you know? The elevation profiles do not show this. They show Earth being measured flat. He will not show this. He's saying that if it showed it, it would look the same as if it was flat. Obviously not. If you are in the audience, you know the difference between footballs and lines. They're different.
Does Google Maps use spherical coordinates?
Is that mine? Is Google Maps mine? Did I make a claim about it?
I'm not saying it was yours. Didn't say it was yours. You asked for.
I didn't ask for anything. I told you. Earth's measured flat with an elevation profile. It's the difference in the horizontal for the curve in the vertical. I've asked you, show me Earth curve deviation from the horizontal in the vertical. Show it me.
Can't show it on any.
You can't because it isn't measured. You're damn right you can't. Earth curve is not measured. Earth is measured flat.
The globe sea level is rated at
There's no globe sea level. That's a contradiction in terms. Now he's telling you with contradiction in terms, globe sea level. No, that's a contradiction in terms, you moron. You don't know the difference between a flat piece of paper and a football. There's no globe sea level. That's a contradiction in terms, you moron.
I know how it would be represented.
It's a contradiction in terms. You can't be globe-shaped and level. Idiot.
You make this...
Idiot.
Yeah, that's enough of that one.
Flat.
There's no globe level.
Not mean flat.
Yeah, Brenda, you can shut up too. Seriously. I've had enough of you clowns coming in here. Anyone who's here just to rile up Oakley, kick rocks. I was going to say something Australian then. Like, seriously, why don't you ask something sensible? Always, it's the same dumb shit. Well, where's your 60-to-1 ratio? Like, seriously, Elder Bear, grow a brain. Or maybe a set of furries and come in with something new.
It's just got a contradiction in terms. He's saying globe sea level.
No comment.
Globe sea level is a contradiction in terms.
So I get it, mate. I get it. But I'm just over all the dumb shits. I just call them your groupies. Like, surely we can have someone in here sensible that can ask something because they don't know, that they're brand new to this shit.
Meanwhile, if you don't mind, I'll just conclude. When we measure Earth with an elevation profile, as brought up by Sasha about 10 minutes ago, it's a flat Earth measurement of distance. The distances on elevation profiles are flat, horizontal and linear, so that you can describe deviation in the y-axis, end quote, Edinburgh, from them. Now, if Earth curves, then you'd measure the curve in a deviation from the horizontal. That's how Earth is measured. Is there any Earth curve measured as a deviation from that? No, there isn't. Earth's only measured flat. What's that? We wouldn't tell the difference. Yeah, I can tell the difference between a football and a flat line. Definitely. Earth's measured flat. Elevation profiles in this particular instance. Next.
I'm trying to explain globus what a 1 radian angle is within a 360-degree circle. Because when you leave that x-axis, the first degree you run in, that is 1 degree. But 1 degree has 60 arc minutes, which makes up that first initial angle of 75.29 arc minutes. Why you put pi in that is to make that 1 degree whole. They all keep saying it is for a 60-degree circle. No, idiots. A 60-degree circle has 3,600 arc minutes in it, not 60.
Sure, but if you're referencing any of these measurements with respect to Earth and its measurements, like for star degrees, then you're talking about measuring Earth as a planar surface for azimuth and altitude. Earth's measured flat for this to be practically usable.
Exactly. You need that azimuthal base plane, which you can make the same triangles up as you're doing in the sky.
Exactly. So this might blow some people's minds. When you make these measurements, you're measuring a flat plane for azimuth and a flat sky for altitude. The degrees that you measure, if you imagine that a star is on the horizon, that doesn't mean it's actually hitting the ground. It means it's at 0 through a protractor view, and at 90 or zenith for someone who's at that ground position. So for a star, for you measuring it on the horizon, for somebody over there where the star is, it's above their head. That means we are measuring a planar sky above a planar ground, with degrees of your vision being made up by the degrees that eventually form the globe. You're essentially wrapping a protractor around your position and calling that protractor, the curve of that protractor, a globe from a North Pole-centric position. That's all a globe is, a glorified protractor. But the Earth and the sky are both flat for this system to even exist to create the globe with. Earth's measured flat for the degrees. The globe's a glorified protractor. As is a little break, I'll say again, if you're watching this live, check out the politics server. In my humble opinion, the best moderated server that I've been in so far, even though I got banned for saying a word that I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have said it. Nevertheless, it's always been a pleasure being in politics. Hopefully one of my mods will stick a link so you can join this server and enjoy the fun for yourself.
Yeah, there was one chap earlier, Nathan, who tried to ask a question. Buck Sodbuster. I think he's another one of your groupies, but he got muted because he decided to do it through someone else. So if he'd like to ask his question now, he's more than welcome to do so.
What's the point of asking a question? It's just going to be the same old nonsense. Earth is measured flat. We can't take an elevation angle. Hang on. You asked me to speak. You can't take an elevation angle from a curved surface. Like, that's such utter childish nonsense.
Let's just take this one step at a time. Define an angle
tough
for
guy.
me, please.
Let's go. Ask your question for me.
I just did. Tough guy, answer it.
Go ahead.
Maybe you should shut up and listen then. Define
maybe you
an
should
angle.
kiss my ass. Go ahead and listen. Because there's only one person here that...
Gay.
No one cares about you, Sook. Go and look up the definition of an angle and tell us how you get an angle from a curved surface. Then come back and apologise later on. You're welcome. Next.
That was quick. So what, by trying to decry the facts that you can't get an elevation angle measurement from a curved baseline? Yeah, that's an absolute fact. But when you say saying it makes you childish, oh, it seems like that gets you removed immediately for being a wanker, Sodbuster. Shocking. Meanwhile, Sodbuster's the type of guy that likes bending radial values. Arc length, you say? Radial values, just straight. Buck didn't understand that. Struggles with straight radii. But that's not my problem. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat. All of the arc distances are arcs along a protractor that you get a degree from a flat Earth with. So in order to create a ball as a glorified protractor around your position, you need a North Pole centric position with the degrees of latitude marked in it. The ones that were ascribed to me earlier by a Bev compadre called Edabeh, were suddenly being surmised and summarised by me steel manning it makes it mine. What, these degrees that you have wrapped around your ball, an equatorial planar point that's got azimuth for direction, and altitude for the degrees of a planar sky above a planar flat Earth. Well, that's a planar flat Earth that you're creating your globe Earth with there. The degrees that wrap around you are merely the degrees of a protractor with respect to a plane. Earth's measured flat. Next.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
I have a little, I mean, not a little, but a follow-up announcement to make about this event that I'm hosting that is in this server, which you guys will be interested in because there's someone debating pro flat Earth versus curve Earth as well. So may I get a little bit of your attention real quick to the side chat?
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not that interested. There is no debate. Earth's measured flat for both sides of that so-called debate, but you go ahead. It's not going to interest me.
Yeah, but I asked the owner of the chat, so he told me I could make this announcement real quick, so I just hope you listen to it. Even if you're not interested, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a interesting debate to listen to both sides, wouldn't you say? So the whole premise, basically, of this debate is to stillman your opponent's point of view, right? So what we're doing here is we're making the flat earther argue for the curvature of the earth, and we're making the curved earth guy argue for the flat earth concept. And that's it with like every other debate as well. So like there's a communist, there's a capitalist, there's anarchy commies. There's basically every single like topic that you can find under the earth, but it's a stillman debate, right? So you're not supposed to debate what you believe in, you're supposed to debate what your opponent is believing in. And it's on the 15th of July, 8 p.m. EST. And if you guys can make it, if it's something that you find interesting, please go on side chat and click interested and show love. Because I feel like it's going to give you a lot of perspective on, other people's, side of things. And I feel like it's going to be a really, really, really big opportunity for you, for your concept, for the flat earthers to propagate their views and their facts to a very large audience, because it's the biggest event on the server right now. There's 210 people coming.
We know their views. They can't steelman us. They've never been able to steelman us.
Yeah, but that's, sure, that might be the case, but hey, wouldn't you like to be a little bit more optimistic about it since you believe in it so sternly?
He was being optimistic. They're hopeless at steelmanning our arguments, dude.
We can all steelman.
I mean, I understand, but it's, yeah. Yeah. I asked a mod if I could.
Actually, I'll tell you what the steelman for flat Earth is, and then when they go into steelman the flat Earth in this event that you're hosting, you're going to see how indoctrinated they are. So the steelman for the flat Earth is that there's no measurable curvature over the surface of water. That's it.
No, that's not correct.
No, that's not a stillman. That's, bro, you're not understanding the concept of the debate. The debate is someone who is not a flat earther is going to defend the views of flat earthers for 10-15 minutes, and they're gonna have to come up. And I mean, it's gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's gonna be something. Yeah, what's up?
Can you give us an example? Like, can you try steelmanning our position, like our...
I have no clue what your position. I am extremely uneducated when it comes to flat Earth.
That's what sheepdog means. That's what sheepdog means.
D-Town,
if you can do it, then go ahead.
No. He's doing the announcement for the event in the server. He's not gonna be be on any side. He's just gonna be, I guess, in the in the moderator side.
Yeah, I'm just the moderator along with 5 admins. So basically, why I'm saying it's gonna be done in good faith is because there's 5 admins who are gonna be judges. There's cash prizes for the audience and for whoever wins the debates. There's gonna be if there's any sort of like disingenuity, or if anyone tries to do the things that you're saying, the admins are gonna immediately deplatform them. It's not gonna be a bad faith debate.
How would they
it's
know?
not gonna be something. Huh?
May I suggest, Shash, that you
Yeah,
sit in the channel for a while and have a listen so you can understand the arguments, so you can moderate them. If you don't know the arguments,
Perfect. You know what? I will for sure do that then. Yeah, because I've been through a lot of channels. Like, I've gone to every single big channel in this server, and I've sat down with them, and I've had a conversation with them, and I've tried to explain. So may I take like 2 more minutes of your time to explain why I'm
please,
creating
can you
this
back
event?
off your mic just by 6 inches, because it's horrendous.
I apologize.
Back off your mic.
I apologize.
A bit quieter.
So basically, why I created this event, or why me and the admins created this event, is because every single discussion that I've been to has just been the opposition trying to explain or not even trying to explain, just try to dig the opposition into believing them. Like, it's not about like what you're trying to propagate. It's about who wants to win the debate. And if in my ideology and the way I see the world is, if you're trying to win the debate more than you're trying to convince your opponent that you are correct, or more than you're trying to educate the opponent on your views, more than you actually care about what you're talking about, you're not debating in good faith. You're just doing it for the sake of argument. You're doing it for your own ego, right? That's why we came up with this solution that, hey, maybe, just maybe, if we do a stillman debate, maybe, just maybe, the paradigm could shift just a little bit towards a more solution-based debate rather than just, straw man or like being hard-headed with stuff, right? That's the whole premise of the event.
Crush this, because we know globe law better than most of the globers do.
Yeah, let me steelman that globe for you right now.
Yeah?
Refraction, gravity.
Fair enough.
Ad hom, meltdown,
if I may.
No, I won't do that.
I butt in just for a second? Sorry to cut you all off. Great plug, by the way. Sash, thank you for the plug.
Only
great,
like
great
a words, refraction and gravity. Only like a words, nothing else.
Sasha,
to understand that.
Just a sec, Sash. Sash, right? Thank you for your plug. Good plug. The problem I see is if I can have just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Both sides use the same measurements. Earth's flat for both sides' positions. So to suggest that Earth's flat will normally require the person, like has just been the case, suggest that they're steel manning their opponent's position in the negative, like saying there's not curve, as opposed to suggesting why it's flat. The globe Earth position requires Earth be measured flat to create a globe to suggest the world is that reification. But both sides use flat Earth measurements, like sea level, altitude angles, distances. As soon as you hear a distance, when someone says 20 miles, that's a flat Earth measurement. When someone gives an altitude from sea level, it's a flat Earth measurement. Both systems, like the globe Earth radial value, is derived from measuring Earth as a flat planar surface to create things like radial values to mathematically conjure a globe. So both sides, regardless if they think they're steel manning their other side's position or not, will require Earth be measured flat to assert their positions, without exception.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying. I'm a bit dumb myself, so it will take me a while, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Let me give you an example. If somebody says that we see a boat going over the horizon, what does that mean? Well, they're saying that the distance to the globe Earth geometric horizon is 1.22 times the square root of the observer's measured height off a flat Earth to give you a linear flat Earth mile distance. So globe Earth maths is dependent on flat Earth measurements. Same for the radial value.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. All right, fair enough. So in short distances, you cannot take in the curvature, I guess?
No. Curvature would be the description of measurement of drop. That's vertical. Do you want to just pop yourself on mute rather than nodding through me?
Go ahead.
I don't need you to say go ahead. I just need you to shut up while I'm talking, if that's okay. That means go on mute rather than nodding. You just meaning that people can't hear me, they can hear you nodding through me. So in the same way, to derive a radial value for a globe Earth, mathematically, you will measure Earth's surface flat for angles to Polaris. That's a flat Earth measurement to derive that radial minimum and give you a radial value. That flat linear distance in miles the globe Earth calls a radius has been derived from measuring Earth flat with angles and ascribing it a flat Earth linear mile distance for radius. So then you can take that flat Earth measurement and minimum extrapolation in flat Earth miles and put it in a calculator that uses flat Earth height off sea level to say how flat Earth far away something will be and call it Earth curve.
Okay.
But both sides need Earth to be measured flat.
That makes a little bit more sense, yeah.
So there's not an argument then, is there? Don't need to steel man each other's positions. Both positions need flat Earth be measured. The Earth's measured flat.
Okay.
There's no disputing this. The argument ended about 2 years ago when we all figured out that Earth was measured flat for everyone without any exception. If you want the most brass tacks explanation for this, directions. You know what directions are? Like degrees from north. That's horizontal. If you describe directions ever, they're flat. All directions are flat. In the most basic terminology, to move anywhere ever requires a flat Earth to do it with. It's called azimuth. It's horizontal. The globe is built on azimuthal foundations. So you need a flat Earth for directionality from north in the horizontal. So Earth's measured flat for directions. When someone says, why do the stars in the south do X? Point south for me. That's south. It's horizontal. It's a flat Earth description of direction. So you're asking me why when we travel in a flat Earth direction, the stars above us do something? Oh, well, I assume that south, a flat Earth direction, is below me. Well, that violates the axiom of azimuth, which is horizontal. So Earth's measured flat for everyone in all circumstances. There is no steel manning a globe position. The globe is foundationally built on flat Earth measurements. End of discussion. There isn't one. There's no debate. Earth's flat.
Okay. I mean, hey, if that's the case, then it's going to be funny to watch someone who is a curve Earth or someone who's arguing for the curve Earth position to, just prove it wrong, because there's not going to be like full on like, okay, here's this, here's that type of debate, right? Sure, this is the politics server. There has to be a little bit of spice, right? The way we formatted it, the first 2 minutes of the debate is going to be extremely informative. They have to talk about both talking points. Okay, this, that, and the third. Then an admin asks them both the same question. Then the audience gets a question to ask, and then the closing statements is where they can argue with each other, and the steel man goes out the window, the gloves come off, and then they can like use whatever the arguments they want to use for their own positions or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's shaped that way as well.
Most people don't realize that they're arguing for a concept they have to create, the globe, from flat Earth measurements to suggest why the globe's wrong. That's what flat earthers think they're doing. Flat earthers are not flat earthers. Most of them are anti-globers, and they'll tell you how there's no curve, how we see too far, ignoring that assumption is based on measurements of Earth's surface, flat for distance, flat for elevation, flat for direction. Flat.
Okay. I hear your point. I'm not disagreeing with your point.
You can't.
It's just I'll take all this in. I'll take all of this in, and I'll make sure that I convey this to the admins as well, so they can use that in their judgment as well.
You can't disagree.
But
when you say I'm not disagreeing,
but the thing is, Nathan,
you can't.
One thing though, the reason why we're doing this event, it's not even because to prove who is right and who is wrong, right? Who was wrong? Right? It's just to set up a type of an environment where people can come together and actually talk about stuff without any sort of animosity being involved, correct?
No.
It's to
it
create
creates
discourse.
animosity. It creates
it's
the
to
impression
create,
that
like,
I'm just
because
disagreeing
you
with
cannot make a person agree.
I heard you.
If you're gonna have, like, regardless of how many facts you have, regardless of how factually correct you might be, how knowledgeable you might be.
I got you. I heard you. You said it. I heard you. I said, no, you're wrong. You're creating animosity. There is no debate, but this creates one. Like, there's a reason to discuss this. There's no disagreeing with me. When you said, I'm not disagreeing, you can't disagree. Miles are linear. Azimuth's horizontal. Altitudes from surface level. Sea level. Those things are axioms. They're principles of Earth measurement.
And the way you're speaking it and the way you're conveying your message to me, do you know, conversation. I'll give you the basic definition of a conversation, correct? A conversation is where you say something through, any sort of means, whether it be sound, gestures, maybe even a message, anything, right? And it is conveyed to the person that you're trying to talk to, right? If you are using the language that you're using, or if you're using the tone that you're using, you're not conversing with me. You're trying to talk to me. You're just trying to say words to me. And that is what we're trying to change in this server right now, right? If you're going to use, I would agree with whatever you say because you are factually correct.
Could you stop talking so I can say some of it, please? Is there any chance I can say some of it? Can I say some of it? Is there any chance I can say some of it? You're not listening. You just keep talking. My God, will he ever shut up? I heard you. Yeah, and yes, there's not a conversation.
See, as soon as you say that, regardless of how much,
I beg of you, please, can you stop talking?
No one's going to listen to you.
Please, can you stop talking straight through me?
You.
Please? Is it possible that you could listen?
Bro,
this is not a conversation. It's not a dialogue. You're just talking through me now. Shut up. No, I'm not having. I'm not conversing
you're not letting
with you.
Me talk.
My
you're
God.
Not the only person
my God. I'm trying to address what you've said.
Sash, just relax, bro. Just relax, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, shut up. In other words, Sash. I'm trying to address what you've said to me. Now, shut up. It's not me asking for a discussion. I'm not trying to converse with you. I'm telling you. This is not an agree-disagree situation. I'm not trying to seek your approval. I couldn't give the tiniest of shits if you agree with me. It doesn't matter if you agree with me. A miles linear. Can someone shut him up? I've listened to him waffle on. My God. My God. I heard you. Can I respond now? Without you yakking through me because it's triggering.
It's as simple as that. You're not doing this.
My God, moderators, what's going on? Why is this guy still talking through me? What's his malfunction?
You're throwing your own biases into the whole equation, and you shouldn't be doing that because you should be neutral. You're adding your emotions to the whole conversation.
Exactly.
Am I going to get an unimpeded chance to respond now, or what?
You're supposed to be the neutral guy. No,
my God,
being emotional about it. And even though if he give you some tonality.
The second I'm server muted, I remove myself from the discourse. Yeah, fine. So the chances of me going in that server and actually making a point about Earth being measured flat and it not being a discussion point isn't tolerable. Just server muted while the guy yaks through the top of me. Doesn't give any opportunity to respond. He says it's so we can have a civil debate. Now, there's no civil discussion in the matter. There's either a understanding of how flat Earth is measured, or there's controversy being created by a non-debate. See if I'll actually get a chance to actually put my point of view across, or if I just remain permanently server muted.
The way he was doing it, you're doing it for your own ego, or to look like you have a high moral standing than the next person, and that is just not how things work, man.
Okay, we'll just wait until we're unmuted in the server and we can actually put our opinions across. I've heard him 12 times. Obviously, responding isn't an opportunity we're going to be afforded in the politics server. We just have to hear somebody cock waffle indefinitely about how they're going to create a debate where there isn't one. Unbelievable.
It'd make me laugh talking about, we need to have a conversation. You couldn't get a bloody word in edgeways. But that's the point of us being here, is we're explaining that, letting each other take turns, and you have 5 minutes and you have 5. That's over, my friend. Yeah, it's over.
The conversation we meet tomorrow, and there's no disrespect involved. I have no issues with talking to the guy. I have nothing against him. I was just explaining my position on this server. I do apologize if I got a bit emotional myself.
I love your idea, because I've had several times where, like, hey, let's switch roles for a couple of minutes. I'll still man the globe, and you still man the flat Earth, and it's just funny to watch those people fall apart.
Yes, exactly.
Because I can still man the globe. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and it's going to be so much fun. Yeah.
Well, you'll talk about refraction.
Tear down the argument is
we're not being heard. We've been server muted.
And defeat the steelman, like to defeat the best argument. It's the best thing in the world.
Right.
Best argument.
And the thing is, it's not.
Sorry, say again. We've been server muted. They're not hearing a single word we say. So when I try and challenge the fact that there isn't a debate, no, server muted.
But when you listen to them, they're still talking about the argument. They're not taking the approach what we're talking about on board. That was 3-4 years ago, letting an argument take place. Yeah, and the latest shows you've been on, Nathan, you're not going in with a big ego. You're just explaining when they point out about miles that it's a linear distance, map scales, linear, horizontal, sea level. Yeah, 0 degree baseline for all. You're doing it quite nicely. You're not going in saying I'm not allowing you to talk. But as soon as they say something incorrect, you're pointing it out. You have to stop them at that point.
And maybe even like basic morality, like or subjective morality, sorry, and people trying to steelman their opponent. That's why this event is like the biggest event on this. Oh
my God, we've heard this about 6 times so far. Fuck me.
For you guys to show up, yeah.
Can you ask who's steelmanning Flat Earth? Or not steelmanning Flat Earth, but who's representing Flat Earth?
Me. I'm just server muted.
What did you say? Sorry,
I don't think...
your mic is a bit cut off.
Hold on.
I was asking, who's representing Flat Earth, if you don't mind me asking that you said?
I was representing Flat Earth. Now I've been server muted, so nobody in the Discord server can hear me anymore.
Castos, I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna watch it. What did you say, sir? Sorry.
Sorry. Who did you? You said somebody was going to be representing Flat Earth. I was just curious as to who.
It's a guy called CZE.
So rather than actually having a debate with somebody who's a 12-year veteran of Flat Earth, they've server muted the Flat Earther so they can talk about a future event where a presumably patsy Flat Earther who's a complete dingbat will represent Flat Earth, but actually represent the globe on behalf of the globe as they steelman the globe according to this format. What a crock of shite.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 12-year veteran.
That's the only person I found because, I've been asking. I asked Jemsy to try to find me someone, and I've been waiting for.
Listen, you have to be a little more clear about what you're saying. The person that you found is a glober that is gonna be steelmanning the FE side.
I don't think there's a glober. I think.
He called himself a flat earther.
He lied to you.
Yeah.
Then.
I don't think. I think what Nathan is trying to say.
He was talking to me, Bongso. My bad, Bongso. I'm trying to address what he's saying.
Okay.
He's never been here talking to us about this topic. I mean, just can you post the username in the text so we can make sure? Because he probably lied to you.
I got you.
And you gotta filter whoever is trying to
for sure.
troll you or troll us.
Definitely.
I don't. Can I say something? Is it all right?
Yeah, Bongso. My bad. I'm just trying to filter whatever he's saying.
Yeah, I think what Nathan was trying to say, Shosh, is that...
Holy shit. So now somebody's speaking on my behalf while I'm on server mute. Now someone's representing what I could say while I'm here. Unbelievable.
And he's got a rough way of saying things, but I think that's what he's trying to say, right?
I don't need this wanker to tell people what I'm saying. I'm here on server mute in the politics server. They've just muted me while someone else says what I'm saying.
I'm also not interested in debating because, we're not here to debate the shape of a ball. A ball is a ball. You know what I mean?
So now we've got a flatty suggesting that we're not here to debate a ball, so it's anti-ball rhetoric. While the only flurf in here that actually understands how Earth's measured, server muted. While someone else tells the world what I'm saying in the server.
Set apart, it's its own thing. And no one can steelman Flat Earth except Flat Earther, right? A Flat Earther who's a real one.
On server mute while I'm
here.
here.
If you want somebody to participate there, I think you should pick it from our leaders.
I came here like 2 or 3 days ago, and I've been waiting for see the thing is the only reason I had to go out.
This guy is DJ. Yep.
Anyone of you works. The thing is, for the past 2 days, I've been waiting. And it's the only reason I had to go around and pick this random person is because on the 13th, I have to come up with the brackets because the event is on the 15th, right? So like I have to move forward because there's like 40 participants, there's 20 debates, you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm doing all of that stuff alone, you know what I mean? It's really hard.
I mean, you could come here and pick up anyone, you know, the day before or, you know, on the day, you know, and you'll get anyone you get, I can guarantee you will be able to handle all of them. You can take one
But you do realize you're going to have to argue for Globers, right?
Well, no, that's what Nathan was trying to say. Is that we're not?
They brought back
we're not here.
Everybody gets that, but the event that he's trying to.
Second time it's been pointed out that I'm sat here trying to point something out, and I've just been removed from the discussion. No reason whatsoever.
Yourself, or you want to participate and go to the event? Like, what is this? No, we're not gonna. Like, if you don't want to participate, I mean, he's here presenting an event that is gonna happen in the server. Do you want to participate? Yes, you want to participate. You don't want to participate. You don't want to participate. That's it.
Wait. What I'm trying to say is that their moderators, your moderators, are globe earthers. Okay, and your moderators are going to be more. They're going to be biased towards. They're going to get triggered. They're going to not be fair to flat earthers. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen.
Now explain to me.
But I'm saying listen. It's not a.
Doesn't that make sense? Nobody. You guys don't want to do it. Someone else is going to do it, so you don't even have to worry about it. Listen, the guy. Hello, Sash. Hello. The guy that you picked, he's from Earth Awakening, so he's one of the guys that's in a different server. That's one of the servers that speak about these topics. So might as well you just let him do it and take over. I mean, these guys don't want to do it. They're telling you they're not interested. You already heard it, so just do
he's
it
a
with
flat
the other
earther,
guys.
right? The guy I picked.
I'm not sure. I see him in the Earth Awakening server, which is related to this topic. So
thank God, bro. I was so scared. I picked someone wrong, bro. See, bonks out. Just to answer your question real quick, yeah? See, if you're saying the judges are biased against flat earthers, right? So doesn't that put the Glober at a disadvantage to win? Because he's going to have to be the one still manning the flat earth position, correct?
No. Yeah. No, what I'm saying is like there haven't been any debates, right, where there's been like progress or whatever a debate is supposed to do, right? Because that's what I was saying. That's flat earth is not that kind of topic that can be used to I don't know, to practice debating,
to please the audience,
or social skills, you know what I mean? It's a real. It's like preaching Jesus. You know, we're out here trying to tell people about the truth.
Understand.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
So it's hard for us to put it on a platform and you know, to give it another purpose or reason,
but don't you think
to inform people?
But then the same thing Nathan said, right? Wouldn't you like want to have
I'm still server muted in this server, so now they're talking about me while I'm sat here having been server muted.
Oh, now these guys are like, they're crazy, right? Wouldn't you like to have a platform where there's like 150 people listening and actually getting to hear the facts that you guys will present, regardless of whether
they could hear the facts if I hadn't been server muted? I'm still sat here while they talk about the situation that I was opposing. They don't want to hear it. Censorship's the only thing you get from the politics server, it seems, when it comes to actually discussing the subject with a flat earther, 12-year veteran. Mute him, talk about an endless event.
Now, because you can I ask him? You heard the information now. You know now the information. Can you share it now, please?
Those Artemis missions are cool, right?
Can you try steel manning our position?
You know that Nathan, all the things what Nathan said. Can you share it up with other people on every other social media? Can you share that, please? Or you will not do that because you're neutral.
There's some good photos. I'm on the Discord.
Because people doing what they are doing everything what they can to share this. Now it's on you. Do you want to share this?
Because there's been two court cases, or so, you know, it's been taken to court, and Flat Earth has won both. You know, like, so there really is no debate behind it. That's why.
Those pictures on the Lite
then let it be known. Then let it be known on a big platform.
I can help you. Can you choose now people, and they will come for sure, here, now, in this room, 5 of them, and they will come and they will tell you everything about that. You can have that debate if you want to call it. They will come for sure.
I wouldn't even say it's a debate. It's just each person steel manning the other person's side to see if they're even paying attention to the other.
Again, I'll say we've had this about 16 times so far.
That's
Choose now 5 person. Then
what's the point of debating somebody if they're not
For the
listening?
first time ever, they got Nikon cameras up there taking pictures of the planet. It's pretty cool.
I guess nobody's listening to me, huh? Right, Sash, am I right? Like, the whole point is to see if the other person is even listening to the other person's side.
Exactly. See. Let me put this. Let's remove flat Earth for a second. Let's remove our biases for.
Yeah, they already have. They've removed me, the one representing Earth and how flat it's measured for both sides. I've been removed.
The basic primal nature of human beings, right? When does a human being actually try to understand someone else's position, right? Or when can you actually?
100, right?
Huh? Come again?
You said ignore reality first, and then proceed to imagine.
Can somebody mute that guy? Like, literally, dude, just let Sash say what he has to say, man. He just came in to announce an event, and he's probably not going to sit.
My God, we've heard the event be announced about 16 fucking times.
Oh, what being quiet is when other people are talking. He doesn't comprehend that.
No.
Exactly. No. You don't get it. So we're gonna have to govern you. So you cannot, since you're gonna govern yourself, we're gonna have to mute you, Ratty.
It's just a rant.
Rally, we're gonna have to mute you since you cannot shut up by yourself.
You want to rant? Go ahead. Keep ranting.
Yeah. Since you cannot govern yourself, we have to govern you.
You can't have to answer a question.
Bro, listen, it's not the time for you to ask a question in the middle of someone else's sentence, dude.
Yeah, I know. You're going to be talking for the next hour about how you're right.
Yeah, because nobody wants to talk to you and you just want to push yourself into someone else's conversation.
Let's just move this forward. Barati, hold on for a second, bro. Just hold on for a second, okay? Right.
I'll just say
hold
one
on, Shash. Hold on just a second. Yeah. 1 second, bro. Right. So Barati, Shash is trying to organize a server event, right?
I think we should hear at least another 16 times how he's trying to organize a server event. I think that would be most useful to hear indefinitely. I think that should be the only subject for the next 3 hours. What do you think,
guys? You can debate, right? You can do whatever you want. Just be quiet, let Shash finish, and then we can move forward.
Yeah, I'll just take like 2 more minutes of your time. I'll move on. And I also promise you that tonight, when I have more time, I will come back to the Flat Earth.
Oh, is that who's muted me? Is this the DJ guy that you guys say don't like me? Is that who it is? Is that the reason I'm server muted? Because this DJ guy? What do you reckon?
So, for me, when all the ego, all the like disrespect, all the ad homs, all of that stuff is set aside, and when the only way we progress, like you can make someone else understand your perspective, someone else can understand yours, is when we get rid of all those predispositions and actually argue or debate in good faith. Simple as that. That's the whole premise of the event. Even if you believe it to be 100% fact, you cannot say that, okay, this is 100% fact and expect someone else to believe it, right? You have to make them believe it in a way which is much more conversational.
Just for the record, so when I get moaned that I mute people, when I go out of my way to make absolutely sure that what they have to say can be heard, I'm now in Politics server, sat on perma-mute, just so it's clear. You can hear me, they're not hearing a word of this, just so we're clear.
Where they're like, even if they don't end up agreeing with it, they go, There is, like, they think about it, they think.
This is going to be endless cockwaffle from this cunt. Just endless, non-stop shite.
In the brain, we just present you with a mirror, and you guys can decide what you want to do with it. Simple as that, right? So I'm going to post the link, the link to the.
Say again, Len.
I'd suggest bouncing out of here and just covering a video or something, because this is just annoying as hell.
Well, it would be nice to establish what exactly I did wrong. Because other than trying to say, okay, well, we heard you promote your event about 5 times, there is no debate, then suddenly I'm getting muted.
Be a part of it. Just click it.
They just want to permanently promote these events.
Yeah, just like round and round in circles promoting the event.
Winners, and there's there's a whole lot of
ask the audience, what do you want me to do? So we've come in good faith, we've been polite as polite can be. I've disagreed when someone said, oh well, I think it's perfectly humane to introduce a debate where there isn't one. I've disagreed or attempted to, then got muted for it, for disagreeing in a politics server. Okay, now it's not because people are talking through each other or I was talking through that person, because that's happened incessantly for quite a long time. So let me know from the chat, what should I do? Should I hang around and establish exactly what it is that I did wrong according to the server's operators? Or is it just this DJ wanker who's decided to take avergence, or whatever the word is, to me personally, and therefore just automatically mute me when I'm in this server that he has any control over? If that's the case, I don't know what to do about that either. Maybe. Anyway, if you can let me know from the audience in the live stream chat what you think would be the best course of action.
DJ, Nathan, can you hear DJ? Because he's trying to...
oh, sorry, I've been permanently muted. I've been muted for about the last 10
just
seconds.
Just mute him at the moment, Nathan, so you can hear him, because he's trying to talk to you at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I was removed from the conversation, so I was just talking to my audience I'm broadcasting to. My bad. Go ahead.
All right, so look, Nathan, the only reason you were muted was because you started going off at one of the event coordinators that has been trying to organize this event with 24/7 for a while. We don't need you representing us and yelling at him and things like that, right? Making us look bad. So I muted you so he could finish his presentation and try to get more people interested in that event. That's the only reason you were muted. I unmuted you just a moment ago because he just finished.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, so if you want to continue, you're more than welcome to, right?
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
If you want to be in here, right? Last time, you said something that you shouldn't have said, but it was also because you were kind of making demands from the mods, right? And screaming at us to mute people when you wanted to, and just yelling and screaming at people constantly, right? And being toxic. So, I mean, if you can try to tone it down a little bit, that would be great. I know it's difficult for you to do. But yeah, we would like you to have a show in here. But you can't talk like the way that you were in worldwide debates and that kind of shit, right? You can't talk like that in here. I'm just telling you, you're going to get banned if you do that.
I see. You can just call me toxic. I got you.
Yeah, when you're talking about fisting men and stuff like that, yeah, that's pretty toxic. We don't really want to be associated with flat earthers that talk like that.
I haven't done that here.
This is we're recording this on our live streams as well. So
okay, thank you. I'll try and be more.
So if you're in here, you're kind of thank you. All right. Continue on. I'll unmute this coping glober as well. So
Burali, now you have the chance to speak with one of the flat earthers in here. So go ahead, Burali. You can ask. Anyways, Nathan, if you want to say something, go ahead. Or Burali has some questions earlier.
What do you think about the Artemis missions?
Ideally, I'll respond to the guy that was just going on for about 20 minutes, but maybe I'll just immediately get spoken through. We'll see how we go on. So the suggestion was that it was some sort of humane endeavour to offer up a debate where the opponent steelmans the position, whereas I'm saying there isn't a debate because there's only the flat Earth measurements to appeal to from both sides. Therefore, to ignore how flat Earth must be measured by both sides and suggest there's a debate is actually contentious. It's causing contention where there wouldn't necessarily be a need to have any, because both sides rely on the same exact flat Earth measurements.
Well said. All right. We hear that. Still, the event, is going to happen. They're going to do it. I hear you. Now, Buradli, do you have any questions for the panel at the moment?
I said it 50 times.
Can you say it 51 times? This is going to be the last time. Go ahead, Buradli. What is the question?
About the Artemis missions, they were great, huh? Those photos on the Nikon cameras and the metadata, pretty hard to deny.
So what's your position?
Anybody want to reply? Go ahead.
Sure. Is it Bershall? How'd you say your name? Sorry.
Buraldli or something?
Yes.
What's your position? You were talking about metadata on photos. What's your actual position?
I asked a question. I don't understand why when I ask a question, you guys reply with another question.
What is your question?
I'm looking for an answer, not a fucking question.
Okay,
what do you think about the Nikon camera metadata and also the entirety of the Artemis missions?
What about them?
What do you mean, what about them? You guys are flat earthers.
Give us context, Buraldi. Give us context, Buraldi.
How about you tell me what you guys think about it?
Guy,
I'm asking you what you think about it. Is that really a difficult question to comprehend?
Okay, well, I mean, did they have an altitude that they measured? What did they have in terms of the data?
You guys haven't even looked? You guys don't even check to see what the hell is going on in NASA?
No.
You haven't looked at anything?
I have no interest in it because Earth's measured flat. their telemetry data, ballistic data.
I have no interest in looking at anything else.
I'm answering you. I'm answering you. I'm answering you. Maybe I'll get muted. Will this result in me getting muted? I'm answering you.
That is wonderful.
I'm answering you. So in terms of the measurement data for ballistic trajectory, that's flat. Talking about distances and altitudes. Furthermore, the heliocentric orbital motion that they might try and infer is also derived from flat Earth prerequisites. So in order to suggest you've got an orbital motion, an altitude, a distance, a speed, a ballistic trajectory, these are all flat Earth measurements. So beyond that, I couldn't give a crap what they're doing. What the photos show, well, who cares? Everything they're using, the data that they're appealing to is flat Earth measurements.
You don't know anything that they're doing, but you're going to deny it all. You're just going to start listing off fucking random scientific numbers, but you don't know anything about what's going on with NASA. You didn't look at any of the data. You didn't look at any of the videos. You didn't look at a single fucking thing, but you somehow expect me to believe that you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I did. You just didn't repeat any of the things I said back, so you weren't listening to me. Ballistic.
You just told me you didn't look at anything that came out of the article because you didn't
respond to it. Now you're chatting through the top of me repeating it. You didn't repeat it back to me, so I can only assume you didn't hear it. What do you want me to do? If you didn't hear what I said,
back to you. You just said bullshit. You just told me you didn't give a fuck about the entire mission. You just ranted about nothing.
That isn't what
you didn't answer my question at all.
I did. You just didn't listen. I'll try and repeat it. See if you can contain yourself while I repeat what I said. Ballistic trajectory. Ballistic trajectory, altitudes, distances, orbital motion, all of the things they will appeal to for their journey will be reliant on flat Earth measurements to create the maths. Second time. Okay, jolly good silence. So in conclusion, to appeal to this sort of information...
You muted me.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realise the middle of my sentence interrupted the start of yours. Sorry, go ahead.
You muted me, so I can't respond when I'm muted.
I've been on mute for about 20 minutes, mate. So don't moan at me about getting muted. I'm not muting you. I'm trying to respond to you.
Listen, I'm the one moderating this one-on-one, okay? So I'm muting you.
I can't have a conversation if I can't speak.
All right. Moderator point. When he's talking, you stop talking so everybody can hear when he's replying. When you're talking, he's going to stop talking. So let's try that again. Go ahead, Buraldi, do you have a question or replying to what is being said about the topic of the VC?
It's kind of weird that you can't even follow your own rules, but okay. I was trying to say, how do you know any of the data that came out of the Artemis mission missions? How do you know that they use flat Earth data if you haven't even looked at it?
Because there's only flat Earth data. That's my point.
How do you know that?
Okay, there we go. Half a sentence in, and he's telling me what he knows. I'll just try that again a second time. No, I'm still hearing him. Shocking. You'll ask why you're getting muted in a second, won't you? Just started speaking, replying to you. I know what ballistic trajectory data is. I know what altitude data is. I know what distance data is. That's all they can appeal to. Flat Earth data. Because that's what it is. In all circumstances and without exception. Everything. Including but not limited to the appeal of orbits derived from flat Earth measurements. That's where orbits originate. So if they're suggesting they've been out in an orbital motion, they will have ballistic trajectory. That's what they will appeal to, because they can't appeal to anything else. We've only got flat Earth measurements. There aren't any exceptions. That was my point where I said there's no necessity to steelman your opponent's position, because what are you going to do? Steelman, if you're a flat earther in name only, how the globe is built on foundational flat Earth measurements to put it in orbital motion around the sun. Well, that's flat Earth measurements building a globe for you to suggest as a flat earther that you can steelman the globe and its flat Earth prerequisites. Now, when it comes to Artemis, it's got the same exact flat Earth prerequisites. Elevation angles, latitude data, longitude data, coordinates, distances. All of it is flat Earth by prerequisite. If you're measuring Earth for an item to traverse the land or go into a mathematical elliptical orbit, you will require Earth be measured flat to do it. So there's no need for me to look at any of this stuff. I already know how Earth's been measured to achieve the so-called orbital data and ballistic trajectory. Done. Earth's measured flat for all of it. I'm done.
How do you know what they used if you didn't even look?
Because you only got one. Why male models? I just literally told you like 10
How do you
seconds.
know? You didn't even look.
Now he's yakking through me. He's asked me something. It's like in Zoolander where he gets a full explanation of why male models are being used, and then he asks why male models. Why? Why do I not have to look at orbital data? Because it comes from flat Earth measurements. Why don't I have to look at the rocket's ballistic trajectory? Because it comes from flat Earth measurements. Why do I have to look after how high it went? Because it comes from flat Earth measurements of sea level. Why do I not have to look at how it moved around with respect to a globe? Because the globe came from flat Earth measurements. It's the third time I've said it. Do you want to ask me why male models again?
How do you know they used it if you didn't even look? You still didn't answer that question.
I did.
You just know?
I did answer.
Because you just know.
I did.
Your answer is just you know.
Oh my God! Don't tell me what the answer is after asking for the fourth time. I'll tell you.
You did it. You told me you didn't look at
Oh my
anything
God!
about
It's just not allowing me to answer. It's because the only fourth time, the only data available is flat Earth data. There's no exception. They're not going to suddenly come up with some different system to latitude and longitude and coordinates and sea level and altitude and ballistic trajectory. There's only one type of data. It's all flat by prerequisite. That's the fourth time I've told you. How do I not need to look at it and know that it's flat Earth data? Because it's all flat Earth data. There aren't any exceptions. Earth's always measured flat.
Crazy how you know without even looking at the Artemis missions.
I don't need to.
I don't know how you get past that.
I don't need to because it's using flat Earth ballistic trajectory, orbital motion, altitude, distance.
Except it's not.
Oh, so it doesn't use coordinates.
You would know that if you looked.
Yeah, I know what it uses.
Because you just know.
Yes.
You don't have to see. You just know.
That's how ballistic
That's
trajectories
the most
work.
ignorant
Yes.
shit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, that's
Anybody
a fantastic
can use
rebuttal.
That argument.
That's a fantastic rebuttal.
I could say the same.
But Buhaldi, do you have like an actual substance reply to what Nathan is saying? Something with substance. Can you try that? Go ahead.
He can bring no substance at all, but I have to bring the substance. He admits that he didn't look at all at the Artemis missions, but somehow knows everything about it. But I'm the one who needs to bring the data? What kind of bullshit is that? He's the one who's denying it in the first place.
I think you're missing the point, Buradi. You're missing the point that Nathan is making. Like the data, all data required to do any of those things are all done on a flat. It's called a non-rotating plane. You know, you know what I mean? Professions use.
If he doesn't have a rebuttal, is there any chance I can summarise the conclusion if he hasn't got a rebuttal? Please. In conclusion,
let's check it if he has a rebuttal at the moment.
No worries.
Go ahead, Rebel.
So since I only have like 15 to 20 seconds to say anything at a given time, I don't understand how y'all expect me to present an entirety, like a whole fucking college level essay of fucking data from the Artemis missions when y'all haven't even looked at them by your own admission. By your own admission. And you're so certain about it. You're literally telling me you just know because you know? That's like intuition. How do you expect me to believe that that's any way scientifical?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're LARPing, bro.
Can I reply?
None of these people believe
I'm hearing another guy's voice.
It's crazy.
They're a bunch of LARPers.
Are you done? Can I respond? I know because
let me check on the. Go ahead.
So I know because I know what ballistic trajectory data is. I know what elevation angle information is to form the globe with. And how the globe's orbital motion was formed with a flat Earth measurement for radial value. That's what I know. It's the only data they can appeal to. There won't be any other data. It's no different to any other data when they send anything into the sky ever. They use the same data always, without exception. So when you say you haven't looked at it, no, don't need to. It's like saying, well, you haven't looked at this particular race car when you're describing how the track works. Well, no, I've seen the track before and I've seen a race car before. And one race car is no different to the next. One item going into the sky is no different to the next. They all use flat Earth data of Earth measurements. Now, I've done that and explained it to you 6 times. So, in conclusion, given that I've explained it to you 6 times, the Artemis data will rely upon the suggestion of a globe mathematical formula for orbital motion that's derived by measuring Earth's surface planar to create that maths to suggest orbits with. It won't be any different to any other rocket that's ever been up ever. They all rely on flat Earth measurements of surface level. They all rely on altitudes from sea level. They all rely on distance being linear. They all derive orbits from R values that are measured off a flat plane with angles to stars. Everything about every system that's ever put anything into the sky ever relied on Earth being measured flat for it. Conclusion over.
I got another 10 seconds. Because I wasn't even done explaining my case before, but you guys slammed that mute button fast as fuck. It's crazy. You guys realize you sound like religious nutcases, though, right?
Buraldi, concentrate in your reply. Buraldi, concentrate in your reply. Forget about this.
I can't even finish my replies, you stupid
You're
fuck.
not replying.
You stupid cuck.
Okay.
I can't finish my reply, you stupid cuck.
Okay, reset. Concentrate on what he said and reply to that.
Fuck.
You're unmuted right now.
I would like to reply, but the moment I say fucking anything, you fucking hit the mute button.
You haven't said
anything. The moment he starts talking over me,
okay, start now. Start now. Go ahead, go.
You want me to start now? All right, I got 10 seconds then. You sound like a religious nutcase. You're telling me that you just want me to believe that you know without a shadow of a doubt the kind of math that they use in the Artemis missions, but because you didn't even have to look, because it's the only one available, because that's what you believe. That's the same shit that Christians tell us when they're telling us that the Bible is the truth, because it's the only truth that there is. And we have to believe that shit. That's craziness. We're over here. I'm over here telling you that we actually have the metadata over there, and you haven't even looked at any of it because you just believe that it's bullshit. You just believe, and you don't even need to check. You just know because you believe that they use whatever flat Earth data that you believe in. It's craziness. That's like literally delusional. How do you know if you haven't even checked?
Because I know how Earth's measured.
How Earth is measured? You don't even. You're saying that they measure Earth in a specific way that they don't even measure Earth in. You believe that that's the only way to measure Earth because that's what you believe in. When they're not even doing that, and you don't know because you haven't even looked.
Are you finished? Can I respond? I don't need to look because there's only one way to measure Earth. It's flat, planar, azimuth, altitude, elevation angles, all of the things that I've specifically detailed that Artemis will rely upon. That's what they'll be. Now, if you want to suggest, no, you're wrong, Artemis will not rely on flat Earth measurements, give me any measurement and I'll show you exactly how Earth was measured flat for it. Feel free to suggest I'm wrong about the flat Earth measurements they're using. Go ahead, give me one. Any.
If you haven't even bothered to look at it yourself, how do I know if I pull up anything that you're just not going to just deny it straight up? You literally told me yourself that you don't give a fuck what they have to say. That you know without a shadow of a doubt what they used.
Didn't say that.
So what's the point?
No, those words... Sorry, guys, can you just bear with me? The words, I don't give a fuck what they say, did not cross my lips. You're just making stuff up and lying about what I've said, which is outrageous. Those aren't the words that I said. I said, I don't need to look at the measurements because I know what the measurements are. And then I listed off a specific list of examples. Azimuth, altitude, distance, elevation angle, latitude, longitude, coordinates. I listed off the types of measurements that I'd be using. When you say, well, how you know? You'll just deny them. What, deny the ones I've listed that are explicitly used on a flat Earth measurements? That's not what I've said I'll do. I won't deny anything. Give me any measurement and I will show you how Earth is measured flat for it. That's what I've said. Not I'll deny it immediately because you've decided to make up something I haven't said as a response because you're not listening to what I do respond with. You don't seem to be able to cope with the actual words I'm coming out your mouth and I'm making up crap I'm not saying. No, at no point did I say I don't give a fuck what they've got to say, end quote you. Those words didn't cross my lips. You're just a liar making up stuff I haven't said now.
Now you're going to go to gaslighting, really? As if you really didn't say before that you didn't give a fuck what Artemis missions had to provide because you already know what they use, and that you didn't have to look. You said it multiple times, by the way. That wasn't just a one-off. You literally said it multiple times. Now you're going to move the goalposts?
Yeah, they use flat Earth measurements. It's not that I don't care about them.
Looked at it?
I'm responding. I didn't say I don't care. I said they are flat Earth measurements. I don't need to see them. I know what they will be. Fact. Now, if you're saying I'm wrong and I don't know what they'll be, and suddenly they won't be coordinate data, distance data, elevation angle data, height data. If you're saying I'm wrong, okay, prove me wrong then. No worries. Go ahead.
What do you want to look at first, then? Let's look it up together.
Okay.
You really need to go deep into the weeds like that? Let's do it.
No,
then.
I don't. No,
Because
let's just address
you
that.
haven't answered any of my questions
stop.
anyway, so
Stop.
let's go to looking at the metadata
Hello?
together.
No, you're misrepresenting me again. No, I don't need to do this. I already know unequivocally I'm responding to you. You've suggested misrepresenting me that I need to know this. No, that's quite the contrary. I don't, because I already know what the data will be. Now, the way you win is by saying, you say you know, but you're wrong, and then you offer me a globe measurement. What I'm suggesting is you'll go away, get some Artemis data, and I'll show you how flat Earth is measured. Not because I don't care, because I know for sure and without a doubt Earth is measured flat in their data. That's what I've actually said. Not that I don't care, not that I don't give a fuck, end quote you. Those aren't the words that cross my lips. You made those words up, because I didn't say them. What I did say was, I know what their data will be. I care deeply about it now, because it's all flat Earth measurements that they've got. Now, the reason I would suggest in this particular instance that I don't need to care, I'm still talking, is because it's inconsequential. There is no debate about the measurements they'll use. They'll be flat. In all circumstances and without exception. There's no debate. Whether or not you're convinced about it or believe me is also irrelevant. I don't care if you believe me. The measurements will still be of a flat Earth, regardless of if you understand, believe. It's not about belief. They're measurements of a flat Earth.
Am I unmuted yet? You know I didn't say any of that shit, right? All I said was, let's look at the data together, and you fucking melted down about me talking about Earth.
Let's do it. Let's look.
That's not what I said. I didn't say any of that.
Okay, let's look. Go. Give me a measurement.
What I had asked you first was, what do you want to look at together?
Okay, altitude.
Take a look at
let's have a look at altitude.
See what they provided.
Altitude. Let's have a look at that.
Want to look at altitudes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can find it up. If you want to help me, you could Google search, artificial altitudes.
No worries. I'll help you out. Okay, I'll help you out.
How about that?
Okay, I'll help you out with your claim you put to me. This has got a fallacy named after it. My God, I'm responding to him. He's asked me for something, and now he's cock waffling through me. Maybe these people wonder why they get muted. You're going to get muted because you've asked me for something. You want me to help you with your claim. I urge you. Then I started responding, and you started cock waffling through me. That's called the burden of proof. Now he's still waffling through me, annihilating his burden of proof reversal fallacy. No, I'm not here to justify your claim when I already know what your claim's based on, because I know what you, my opponent, will claim and what it'll be based on and what the measurements are. I've been doing this for 12 years. You know, I don't know what you're going to put on the table now. I do. Yeah, I don't need to, though. I don't need to appease you or appease any debate. If I get removed because some snowflake doesn't like how I'm talking to people, it will be inconsequential to how flat Earth gets measured, regardless of me being perma-muted because we need to hear about an event for 20 minutes, or because you don't like me talking about how the globe's reliant on flat Earth measurements, or you just don't like me. None of those things are consequential to the actual matter at hand. Whether or not you believe there's a debate about Earth being flat. There isn't one, because they will be flat Earth measurements. Now, if you want to go and get them, you feel free. You've asked me which ones should you be getting to substantiate your claim, aka burden of proof reversal fallacy, like I should be digging out your bloody claim. No, but I will help you out. I don't mind. Altitude will be measured from sea level, a perpendicular flat Earth altitude prerequisite. That is to say, in order to be perpendicular to a level, you need Earth to be a level. It's measured accurately to the millimetre with sea level, an average called mean sea level, which is what all altitudes, without any exception, will be measured and described from. When you ascribe a feet or metre value to any height ever, it's off a flat Earth. Did I need to look at Artemis's height to know that flat Earth prerequisites from sea level are altitudes No, I didn't need to look. I already knew. Shockingly, having done this for 12 years, I'm an expert in this. So now I'm bored of looking at crap that people are brainwashed with. And I know what their measurements will be. So I don't need to look. You might, but you might want to know what best to look at to prove your position that Earth's spherical because of Artemis. I already know and therefore have no desire or need to look at flat Earth measurements that I'm very familiar with, like altitude, or the globe itself, derived from flat Earth measurements of altitude angles to form the protractor that's written down in degrees on the globe that's described from within the globe, mathematically, at something called the equatorial plane. That's how Artemis will derive radial values for orbital motion from a flat Earth foundation. That's what they're measuring to create orbits. Again, did I need to look at Artemis to understand Copernicus, Kepler, and Huygens? I would fathom that you don't even know who those three people are, but you're going to appeal to the maths of Artemis. I know not only what their maths will be, who invented their maths. That's Copernicus, Kepler, and Huygens. I know exactly where their maths comes from. I don't need to look at it. Now, if you want to go and dig out an altitude, I'll show you how flat Earth's measured. Oh, I already did. Perpendicular to sea level.
Are you done?
What, proving flat Earth with altitudes from sea level?
No, I was waiting for us to like compare your flat Earth information with the Artemis stuff. That's
not
what
mine.
I was really trying to get
It's
at.
not
I don't
mine.
know what you're melting down about.
Not mine. This isn't my measurement. You're going to get yours to back your claim, not the other way around. I haven't offered anything.
I don't know why you're getting so upset about me asking you to compare and contrast. So you want me to believe what you're saying, right? You want me to agree with you?
Do you want me to answer you? Can I answer, or you just immediately interrupt? He's asked me something, moderators. What do you want me to do? He's yakking through me. Do I want you to believe me? I couldn't care less. Altitudes will always be measured from sea level, regardless if you believe me. It's not about a belief. You think I made up sea level? No, it's been measured. You think heights aren't perpendicular to it? They absolutely are. If you disbelieve it, I couldn't care less. I have no influence over any of this stuff. It's measurements. They're long established. Copernicus, Kepler, Huygens. We're talking about something that's been established for hundreds of years, not by me. I had no influence over these measurements. Whose measurements? Oh, they're yours. There'll be orbital derivations from these three men, I understand. They're deriving their foundational belief in maths that creates orbits by measuring Earth flat first to create those systems. Now, understanding this means that by understanding the base foundation for all of these measurements means I don't have to look at every stupid rocket launch that overgrown 12-year-olds believe space is real with. I don't need to do that. I can have them offered. When one comes up in a year, a different one, I can do the same thing and go to that guy. Well, do you not believe this rocket launch? And I roll my eyes and go, no, it'll be based on flat Earth measurements. Well, you haven't even looked. Now, I don't need to. I understand where they came from. That's the 9th time I've explained this to you. 9.
Very convenient. It's very convenient.
So did you get an
want me to
altitude?
present the evidence, but I'm trying to do that with you. But then you're telling me that you don't need to look at any of it because you already know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
correct.
convenient.
Yes, correct. I already know how flat...
convenient.
I'm answering you. I heard you. You're telling me, oh, it's unreasonable that I already know. That's not unreasonable. That just means I'm an expert in this subject. I absolutely know.
But you haven't even
Stop. I'm going to ask you something. Okay, I'm done. 10 times is enough. I'm done. I'm just talking to you about something else now. Do you know who Huygens is? My God. I can hear him getting muted by the operators because he's intolerable. Now, I would suggest, I know I already have, that you didn't know who those three guys I spoke about were. Specifically Huygens. Do you know who Huygens is?
I know who all these people are, bro.
Who's Huygens?
I don't know why you're
What's his first name?
so fucking much.
What's his first name?
The fact that you can engage with anything that I'm saying and you're ranting about the past, it just shows that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you want to engage with the Artemis missions too, let's talk about that data. Let's not talk about the astrologists of the past or fucking science of the past. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about now.
Yeah, that's what orbits have been derived from, you dumbass. That's where they came from. That's what the motion of Artemis. I'm answering you. 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 That's where they came from. That's what Artemis is alleged to be moving in. Elliptical orbital motion. Oh, let's not worry about where elliptical orbital motion was measured. My God, I'm still answering him. This guy who doesn't have the slightest clue why I'd bring those three men up. Artemis is suggested to be moving in an elliptical orbital motion. Where do you think it came from? Oh, from Kepler, Huygens, and Copernicus. But let's not worry about the past. That's the motion that this rocket you're appealing to. My God. The problem here is you don't know what your own claim is based on. That's the problem here. I do.
Do you know what a lunar injection maneuver is?
It's part of elliptical orbital motion from Kepler, Huygens, and Copernicus. Specifically, those three guys came up with that concept. Oh my God.
They did not, actually. That's not true.
Oh, right. Where did it come from? Where did orbits come from? Where did it come from then?
It's round.
Where did it come?
You know that, right?
Where did the motion come from? The maths of the motion they took. Where did it come from?
The person who created the translunar maneuver was in the 80s. It was during the Cold War when they were trying to get up to the moon.
Up. Up is perpendicular to a plane of reference. That's a flat Earth measurement. Up. That's a flat Earth measurement.
Copernicus didn't make this. None of the old guys made this. This is in the 80s. It only works if the Earth is round.
Right, you just said
saw that. There was a video of it from the Artemis missions.
Up, you said. Up is perpendicular to a plane. That's a flat Earth measurement.
I didn't say up.
My God, I'll try a third time. Third time. Up, you say. Up to... That's perpendicular to a plane of reference. Third time. You're using flat Earth measurements.
I didn't say anything.
We're using flat Earth measurements. So far, so good. You've offered nothing.
I don't know how you know that shit if you haven't even looked.
Because I understand what up means.
But real quick, but Aldi, I think he's trying to bring you to the chronology of events, right? You're talking 2026 Artemis, right? 2020, but before Artemis, a lot of events have to happen before you reach, let's say, this. This is page 2026 in the book, right? Now he's bringing you back to the origin of the whole construct of the whole system to make it to page 2026 in the first place. The foundation, the axiom, is the Earth, and that Earth functions in a certain way, and you have to acknowledge that because you cannot deny it, can you?
So repeat that.
Nathan is trying to bring you to the axiomatic foundation of where everything is happening, right? You're talking about...
I don't think so at all. He's trying to bring me to the past and how they came up with a lot of the mathematics and science in terms of space travel.
Yeah, that's
while
correct.
Denying everything that Artemis mission has used. He hasn't said anything from the Artemis mission 2 missions. We haven't even looked at it. I mean, I said I was willing to look at it with him, but he went into his rant about how it's beneath him. So I don't know how we're supposed to even get past this hurdle if he's not even willing to engage.
Let me try. You're going to try with him again? Can I try once more with him?
Go ahead, Nathan.
So I asked you who Huygens was for a reason. I didn't just randomly ask you who a guy was. The moon's got a distance alleged in the heliocentric model that Artemis would be travelling. Where do you think they got that distance? Maybe it's got something to do with Huygens. But you haven't got a clue who he is or what he does with respect to Artemis. You don't have the slightest clue how your own claim works. That's the reality. Or you'd know that the only reason you've got a distance for Artemis to travel is because that distance was scaled by Huygens with flat Earth measured radial values. So in order for Huygens to suggest Artemis is travelling a given distance, he needed to scale the elliptical orbital motion of Kepler with an R value measured from a flat Earth. There was a reason I asked you who those three gentlemen were, because they're specific to the distances that are reliant on flat Earth measurements that I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. With you telling me that I don't care.
Repeating something over and over again doesn't make you right, though, right?
Oh, so Huygens. I'm wrong about Huygens giving you your scale then. No, I'm not wrong. I absolutely understand. I'm telling you how just chatting through me that I'm wrong isn't going to work. Chatting through me is not going to work. The mods will just shut you up eventually. While I explain that I'm not wrong. That baseless assertion will not fly. I do understand how Artemis has a distance to travel and how that distance was scaled by Huygens. You hadn't got a clue when I asked you who he was. You didn't respond. You didn't even give me his first name. What's his Christian name?
He's talking about Christian Huygens?
Right. What did he do?
He's a fucking mathematician, physicist. What the fuck does this have to do with the Artemis missions? You still have
he's deaf. Why male models? Are you deaf? I just told you like 10 seconds ago. Dumbass, shut up. I'm telling you. Yeah, you don't know. I got you. You got you. You don't know. We heard you say you don't know, so shut up.
You don't know. You're the one who's just saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely know that he gave you the distance that Artemis would have travelled. He's the one who gave you the scale. Without Huygens, you don't have a distance for Artemis to travel. So, is he important? Is he just some physicist? No, he gave you the distance, you stupid idiot.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with the Nikon images of the Earth, the video of the entirety of the Artemis mission, 2 missions? I'm still trying to see how Huygens and all of that relates with your point that the Earth is flat.
Oh, because
you're not proving anything.
Because to get to that value, to give you a distance, to suggest you're taking pictures with a Nikon camera, you'd need to scale it with a measurement of a flat Earth. The origin of the journey. Oh, maybe if you just talk through me. Maybe if the stupidest person who doesn't know his own claim talks, that will change the 12 years of experience with me understanding implicitly where you derive the distance for this camera to be. No, there is no distance. It's a violation of the base principle of the measurement of the surface level that gave you a radial value for Huygens to use for scale. That's where Huygens got the value, by measuring a flat Earth to give him it. So we could apply it to Kepler's elliptical orbital motion. Is it just me, or am I getting chat skanked? I am, aren't I? I'm definitely getting chat skanked. The only difference is this guy gets taken off mute a few seconds later. I spent 20 minutes on mute. Yeah, okay. I know where your values came from. It's the first thing I told you. I'm now telling you for the 11th time. I don't need to see Artemis's data. It's the same data every single journey into a sky vacuum ever relied upon, scaled by Huygens with a flat Earth measurement of R. It's the only way to scale the distance for you to believe they took the journey to take pictures with a camera. It's fundamental. You hand-waving your own bleeding necessity to have orbital motion derived with an R value to give you a distance to put men in an alleged orbital motion to take pictures with. You will unequivocally require Earth be measured flat to achieve that data. Facts. 12th time I've told you.
Why did the Nikon camera pick up a video of around Earth?
It didn't. It was traversing an area in a place that doesn't... Somebody else going to answer him? Am I done here? Is that my time over? It's traversing an area that doesn't exist. It only exists in maths. The maths being a violation of the base principle of Earth's surface that achieved it. You can't traverse Earth in an orbital motion from the mathematical centre point of Earth if you assume it's a sphere, based on measuring Earth for a polar-centric spherical system with a derived flat Earth measured radial value. In order to be in Copernicus and Kepler's orbital motion, you derive it mathematically from the centre of a sphere Earth on a plane. That's called the extended elliptical plane of the sphere you describe the stars with, and an equatorial flat Earth derived plane called the equatorial plane. So this system is violation of its own base measurements when you describe the maths of explaining movements of lights also measured on a flat Earth and then reifying it into a journey that you can take. You can't take a journey through the mathematics of Kepler, Huygens, and Copernicus derived from a flat Earth because it's described at its starting point from inside a ball. You can't be inside a ball, and that concept comes from measuring Earth flat on the equatorial plane to create the ball. So it's an abstraction beyond the measurements. The measurements of Earth are real. The extraction after the fact, that's orbital motion, is not. It's just maths, derived by the Roman Catholic Church to better explain the movements of the lights in the sky, and now the modern one-world religion of heliocentrism. It's just a religion based on maths, and those maths are based on flat Earth measurements. Doesn't mean we're on a ball, and if we were moving around the sun and had orbits, we'd be in a ball to describe that mathematics. So it's a violation to suggest they traversed from a maths derived from flat Earth into an area that doesn't exist and only exists in mathematics.
So you're going to ignore the entirety of the recordings and everything they shared because of Huygens mathematics?
Sorry, did you accept that there was a lion in Narnia?
You're ignoring for a reason. That's why you're getting so frustrated and pissed off. Because you don't want to engage with what I'm saying.
I am engaging with what you're saying.
It's literally impossible for you. You're having a conversation with the ghosts right now. You know that, right?
Like the ghost that's offering me Artemis, and I'm explaining where Artemis's mathematics came from.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, I heard you what you asked, and now answer. I heard what you asked. You're repeating it through the top of my answer. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. I heard what you asked, now you're repeating it through my answer. Now, I do understand what you've put to me. You've put to me Artemis. I said I didn't need to look at the actual data because the trajectory, altitude, and orbital motion are derived from a flat plane. I believe that's the 13th time I've told you. I am absolutely engaging what you presented. You haven't presented a damn thing. I've explained that would be steel-manned your globe Earth position based on all the derived flat Earth measurements it's foundationally reliant upon to suggest Artemis went into a sky vacuum to take pictures. So the pictures exist in an area that is not real. It only exists in maths, and the maths are derived from being, second time, inside, not on a ball you could launch a rocket from. The violation comes by measuring Earth flat with angles, that's altitude from surface level, and azimuth, that's direction in the horizontal, to create a ball for you to stand within and then put in motion around the sun. Then, with Copernicus, change it into an elliptical motion, and then for your Artemis journey distance, scaled by Huygens, flat Earth-derived radial value. Unless I'm counting wrong, that's 14 times. Can we talk to someone else now? Done with this clown.
That's why you're so mad, is because you can't engage with what I'm saying.
I would love to talk. I'm glad I found you, man. I mean, you're making the rounds.
Literally can't engage at all with what I'm saying. Why do you ignore a video and a photo? Is it that hard for you to look at?
Up is perpendicular to a plane, Rob. It's a flat Earth prerequisite. Perpendicularity.
You can't even respond.
I didn't say that. That wasn't me, dude.
Yeah, I was asked what's up. Up's a flat Earth measurement.
Oh, I got you. I got you. A little joke. Good
Not
one.
joke. No, it's a fact, an axiomatic fact of up. Up is perpendicular to a plane. It's not a joke. That's a fact. Earth's measured flat for up.
So I was listening on the YouTube and I heard you say radius. Can you tell us the radius of the flat Earth?
Sorry, you're saying when the guy offered me orbital motion for Artemis, that was my radius? No, me explaining where he got his radius for his globe, for his Artemis claim that he was putting to me understanding where he gets his R from, doesn't make that my R. I didn't derive it, I'm not Huygens. Huygens was a heliocentrist that would give that man his R for his maths, for his Artemis mission that I didn't need to look at the data from because I already knew where his claim was foundationally based on a flat Earth measurement that Huygens made to create the false idea of a globe. That doesn't make it my flat Earth measurement for a globe. I'm not going to be justifying this. It's not my claim.
Awesome. So, again, you don't have a radius for the flat Earth?
A radius for a flat Earth is an aspect. It's not a circle. A flat Earth is an aspect, not a shape. I'm answering you. You're in a category error and you misunderstand what measurements are when you describe measuring an aspect, that's flatness. When you say, what's the radius? an aspect doesn't give you a radius. You're thinking of a circle. Kind of like a ball would need. Yeah, that's because it's not mine. Why are you asking me for a radius? I don't have them. That's baller. You're mistaking ballers. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you're still talking through me, yakking with your idiocy.
Well, you're talking.
Oh my God! I'm summarising. You have put it to me that I need to justify a radius. I haven't got one. I wouldn't need one for Earth to be measured. My God, moderators, I'm not getting the. This is the fourth attempt at this sentence, moderators. Fourth attempt at the same sentence. I don't have a radius when I steelman my globe Earth opponent's position, where he has a radius for his derived orbital motion, for his Artemis claim that he didn't have the slightest idea how to justify. But I did. Understanding your claims, well, it just doesn't make your claims of your radius you need for your claims mine.
Okay, cool. So the bottom line is this: you just said yourself that a globe can't be steelman. Now you just said you were steelmanning the globe. You speak in riddles. You double talk a lot, and I was I was listening, and you definitely brought up the radius. You said all these measurements are based on the radius. So in order to base something on something, you must know it.
All these measurements.
Say, well, I don't need to know it. I'm still talking. I wasn't done. I'll let you know.
Sounded like you were. My bad.
But yeah, like I said, I just want the radius number, because if you give us a radius number, we can tell how big whatever we're on is, right? Because if you know the radius of something, you know the circumference, right?
Okay, I'll give it you if you can give me the radius of flat.
I don't need to. I'm not referencing that.
It's a malformed question. There is no radius of flat.
It's not a malformed question.
I'm trying to respond to you. I'm trying to respond to you. It's just you're talking while I'm talking. There is no radius of flat. You're in a category error. It's the second time I've said it. Me, flat. Earther, not needing. Oh my God, moderators again. It's just me hearing him when I try and explain that he's straw manning me with a radius of flat. It's an aspect. Now we've got complete audio chaos while he won't shut up. There is no radius of flat. You're in a category error because you idiots, like dumbos, dimwits, stupid people, have got a radius for a ball Earth. You think that me understanding how flat Earth is measured for you to derive your radius means I've got to justify in a category error a radius of flat. That's the stupidest question you could ask anybody. There is no radius of flat. My God. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
I like to let him.
There's no radius of flat. It's a category error. Flatness is an aspect. It's the aspect of Earth we measure, and you guys measure it for you to derive your, not my, radial values. So when you appeal to an Artemis mission that unequivocally requires you derive a radial value for the orbital motion to be with respect to the sun, I will point out how you and your claim for your ball requires you measure Earth flat for your radius. What's that? I've now got to justify your claim that needs a radius. No. Flatness doesn't need a radius. No. Earth's measured with flatness.
Okay.
For you.
Okay, let me get in now.
For you.
Okay. So
my God, it's still the fifth time.
No rumpus.
Someone made a statement. Someone said, who was it? That the golden radio is evidence of the globe? Someone said that, or proved the globe?
What?
Someone just said in the middle of you and Rob that the golden radio is the proof for the globe.
Golden ratio?
Yes. So if you put on a mathematical agreement, right, that when it comes to the golden ratio actually shows the Earth to the moon, and it can be calculated that way. And when you make these actual adjustments, you can see that it is circular and curvulent. And the reason is because it's prevalent, because you cannot go off mathematics to say that mathematics are false if mathematics are actually evidential. You see?
No. We measured Earth. Earth's measured for radial value. Oh my God, I didn't interrupt your golden ratio waffle, and now you're immediately talking through it. Immediately.
Go ahead.
I don't need your permission. I need you to shut your mouth while I'm talking.
1 second.
Don't need permission. I just need you to shut up.
The Bible.
No.
The Bible.
Now he's waffling on. I'm not getting a chance to respond. There's been audio chaos. Now he's carrying on. No, golden ratio is not a measurement of Earth's surface. That's the biggest load of cock waffle I've ever heard. A golden ratio doesn't prove anything. It's a ratio. Meanwhile, Earth is actually measured flat as opposed to appealing to a ratio. No, we've got measurements of Earth's surface. It's measured linear in miles, flat. surveyed for topographical deviations in the vertical from the horizontal linear distances that Earth is measured with. You don't need to appeal to a ratio when we've got Earth measurements. They're the same measurements the last guy appealed to when he suggested he'd got an Artemis motion and a distance to the moon. That didn't come from a golden ratio. It came from a measurement of Earth for radii. That's where you got that distance, not from the golden ratio. That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Earth's been measured. My point that needs responding to, just in case he waffles on again about golden ratios, is Earth has been measured. And it's flat. Earth's measured flat, including but not limited to radial values.
Do you think that every time they launch that the math is the same?
Yeah, shockingly, they don't change the globe Earth derived flat Earth measurements that have been used for the last 500 years. Each time they launch a rocket, they just appeal. I'm answering you, you dumbass.
You answered the question.
Yeah, I'm answering you. I'm still in the middle of that answer. You don't decide when I finish. You don't get to decide when I finish my answer to you. I do. Yeah, all right. Is it just me that'll get server muted when somebody talks through? Yeah, all right, okay. No, I was in the middle of answering you. No, they don't change the flat Earth measurements that created the globe for elliptical orbital motion scaled by Huygens for each rocket launch. They all use exactly the same flat Earth-derived measurements of Earth's surface. Shockingly, they don't use a golden dumbass ratio either. They use measurements of Earth's surface for the measurements, shockingly.
And you don't think that they use anything else?
What, other than the flat Earth measurements? No, they only use flat Earth measurements, specifically Earth being measured flat for the measurements. For example, a radial value. Maybe if you just talk through the top of my answer each time you ask me something, it'll mean that I'm not answering you. I'm sorry the middle of my answer's interrupting the start of your sentence. I'm so sorry that the middle of my sentence interrupted the start of yours. How rude of me. No, including measurements of surface level, sea level, eye level, altitude angle, altitude, radial value derivations. All of these measurements of a flat Earth are by prerequisite and foundational requirement what your globe-derived calculations, not measurements, come from. Always, without exception. Earth always was being measured flat. It is being measured flat as we speak, and it will be measured flat tomorrow.
It's so easy to say, but so hard for you to prove, man.
Distance, altitude angle, sea level, eye level, all of them.
Canaveral ever has weather?
Weather, as in pressure differences and altitudes, those are flat Earth measurements also. Yeah. Barometric pressure is measured from sea level. I'm answering you. Weather, you say. I heard you. Is it just that when I talk and absolutely annihilate your garbage assertion that you need to yak through me while the politics servers allow it? Yeah, I'm answering you. Weather, I heard you. What, like barometric pressure from sea level? That sort of weather. Dissipation over distances? That sort of flat Earth measurement requirement weather? Yeah, that's a flat Earth measurement though, isn't it? Yeah. What about time? When we derive weather with respect to when it'll happen? That's also a flat Earth measurement of the sun. So yeah, there's quite a few flat Earth prerequisites that need to be in place when you describe weather. Now I'm finished.
So when the Challenger O-rings, when the Challenger exploded because the O-rings were too cold that day and the temperature difference wasn't expected, that wasn't something that they could have changed in the map. That's a flat Earth measurement that you're saying?
O-rings have got nothing to do with the surface and everything to do with the engineering of a piece of technology. Again, I'm literally in the middle of the sentence, halfway through my sentence, he's decided it's too painful to hear. So clearly, every single sentence that I say is going to be interrupted. There isn't a single full response that hasn't had to be repeated. He's still talking through the middle of this answer. No, O-rings aren't Earth measurements. You stupid idiot who doesn't understand the difference between geography and technology. You stupid boy. O-rings aren't weather. O-rings aren't Earth measurement. O-rings aren't altitude. O-rings aren't sea level. O-rings aren't surface level. O-rings aren't altitude angles. O-rings aren't distance measurements. O-rings aren't drop-over distance. O-rings aren't surveying. You are a moron. O-rings have got nothing to do with Earth surface measurements. Dimwit.
I didn't even say that. You're the moron who thinks I said that. You're putting words in my mouth. I asked you the weather, the flat Earth measurement, not the O-rings. I was asking you because the O-rings exploded because they didn't take into consideration the weather difference. And that's something that would be included in mathematical equations for pre-launch. No? Which shows that the measurements and the equations are not always exactly the same. And it doesn't mean that the only thing that they use is whether or not what you said about Huygens and his math. I didn't say the O-rings are flat Earth measurement. I don't know why you got so pissed about that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, we get that you don't get it. We get that you don't get it. We get it.
That's not what I said. All right, you're retarded. That was fucking retarded.
Meanwhile, while this guy gets a grip and stops spurging out a bit. No, meanwhile, we do have Earth measurements, though. As much as O-rings are very interesting and weather's very interesting, weather's described from sea level in terms of the altitude. When you describe pressure differentiations, it's barometric pressure, which is described from sea level. That's a flat Earth measurement when you describe weather. The topographical deviations for altitudes from sea level when you also describe weather are also measurements of a flat Earth from sea level for the topographical deviations and the distances. That's also directly connected to Earth measurements as opposed to the engineering quality of O-rings on the Challenger. So, meanwhile, Earth's still measured flat in all instances and without exception.
Speaking of weather, don't weather satellites, the existence and success of weather satellites show that the Earth is not flat?
Right, what altitude are the satellites at?
Oh, he ignores that.
I don't know. Like,
sorry, let's just deal with the guy
miles?
with the satellites. Do you want to tell me which satellite and tell me how high it is, please?
The geo satellites 25,000 miles above the equator.
25,000 miles is an altitude from sea level.
That's right, it is.
Yeah, so we need a flat Earth to describe this then, because we're measuring perpendicular to a plane of reference measured to the millimetre accuracy from sea level. So in order to describe this altitude, first we had to measure a mean average across the entire topographical surface of Earth, with the sea being averaged for a level. That's no part being higher or lower than another. So you can describe an axiomatic principle of perpendicularity for the vertical altitude in feet, metres, furlongs, miles, whatever you want to ascribe it. So you've given me a satellite at a flat Earth measured altitude. So Earth's measured flat for your satellite. Furthermore, if you're going to assert that the satellite's in an orbital motion, geosynchronous or geostationary, then you also require a flat Earth derived radial value for orbital elliptical motion by Kepler, Copernicus and Huygens, as explained earlier. Those are also reliant foundationally on Earth being measured flat for the maths being suggested for the satellite's trajectory. Also, fundamentally and foundationally reliant on Earth being measured flat.
Matthew Learns, I think he was replying to you at that moment.
Yes. Oh no, I just fundamentally disagree with his assessment. So,
So altitude's not from sea level.
Altitude is from sea level, but you can also derive altitude on a spherical Earth.
No, you can't. Altitude is only from sea level. No mountain has got two different heights ascribed to it. You won't get an altitude from sea level and an altitude from something else when you describe the height of a mountain. It only has one value. This man is wrong, fundamentally disagreeing, won't change that all altitudes are measured from a flat Earth with a plane of reference called mean sea level. That is a fact and will never change. Just because this man disagrees won't give altitudes two different values for a mountain. Utterly preposterous. All altitudes only come from sea level. There's no two values. You're just wrong. You're going to concede how wrong you are? Do you think Everest's got two values?
No, I will not. I will not concede that I'm wrong.
Give me the other value for an altitude of Everest. What's the other value other than the one from sea level? If I'm wrong.
The altitude of Everest has never been directly measured.
There's no other measurement. There's only the one from sea level.
Right. So there is.
Yeah, so you're wrong. So you told me I was wrong. No, you're incorrect. When you suggested I was wrong and there's only one altitude, there's only a measurement from sea level. No, I'm not wrong, moron. Don't assert that I'm incorrect and then justify how right I am by saying, no, there's only one value. So I'm right then. Yeah, I'm done talking to you. Don't assert I'm wrong when I'm not. I am absolutely 100% correct. All altitudes are measured off a flat Earth from sea level. There are no exceptions. What this man put to me after I pointed out that absolute stone-cold fact was I don't agree. Like he has any arbitration over measurements from sea level and altitudes ascribed to anything. They're all measured from a flat Earth. They're all ascribed a value from sea level. He was just wrong. Disagreeing with me wasn't an option.
Okay, so back to the original question about satellites, weather satellites. Where do they get their images from?
From a measurement from a flat Earth. Earth's measured flat.
I wasn't asking about their altitude measurement. I was talking
they're
about
measured flat from altitude.
Images of like the hurricanes and stuff.
Yeah, they measure Earth flat for it. All of the data that they send back is with respect to a flat Earth from sea level. Third time I've said it. Do you think whistling past the fact that it's got a flat Earth prerequisite in the measurements means that it doesn't prove a flat Earth? It's got a flat Earth by prerequisite fundamentally and foundationally attached to all measurements. So it can only work on a flat Earth. The measurements are derived from flat Earth measurements from sea level. A fourth time I've said it.
So yeah, let's whistle past the altitude and talk about the images that come back from the satellites.
No, we won't whistle past the fact that we must measure Earth flat for the altitude. If we must measure Earth flat for the altitude thing, I'm just going to say, I know what I will do with this absolute devastating winning fact of measurement of Earth's flat surface. Let's just ignore it. No, what I'll do is I'll hold you here indefinitely till you understand implicitly how Earth must be measured flat. Not just immediately ignore it because you lose with it. No, Earth's measured flat with it. Why would I whistle past it? Absolutely not. Earth's measured flat from sea level. The measurements that you will appeal to from here on forth rely on Earth being measured flat.
So I agree that the altitude is how far you are above sea level, but we would say that that would work on a globe or flat.
That's a contradiction in terms. You can't be level and globe-shaped. We discussed this earlier with a guy called Edinburgh. It's a contradiction in terms. If it's a globe, then it's not level. That's a contradiction in terms. My God. Hello? That's a contradiction in terms. You're not globe-shaped if you're level. So to conclude, he's appealing to something that fundamentally relies on Earth being measured flat from sea level. It's not that we wouldn't notice the globe shape of a sea level when axiomatically it's being violated if it's having parts lower than other parts. That's globe shaped. It's not, it's sea level. Axiomatically, you couldn't give horizontal distance ascribed values to something that was globe shaped. They wouldn't be axiomatically level to describe the topographical vertical deviations with. If it wasn't level, you couldn't be perpendicular for height. You stupid man.
Okay, so what if I just say the weather satellites are 29,000 miles from the center of the Earth or something?
Because they're not. Well, because you're wrong. Because that's not how they're measured, you stupid idiot. I've just told you this. Are you deaf? They're not measured. So you think they've got two values? One from sea level. Correct me if I'm wrong, moderators. I've already dealt with this dumbass once. No, there's not two values. There's only the sea level value. Why are you rinsing and repeating something you're wrong about? Is it just because you don't like being wrong? There isn't two values. There's no value for Everest from the centre of Earth. There's only the flat Earth measurement. I'm not going to whistle past it. I'm not going to invent some shite that you just create out of thin air. Air being measured barometrically from sea level.
So
also.
My original question is, what about the images from satellites? And you just kept whinging on about the altitude. So
whinging about the flat Earth measurements you require in your claim. Is that me whinging about them, or is it that you require Earth be measured flat for your claim? It's not me whinging. It's you using your flat Earth measurements perpendicular from sea level and then attempting to whinge about how globe-shaped they are in a violation of the law of non-contradiction. What you are doing is violating the axiomatic principle of perpendicularity when you say level has parts lower than other parts. Well, if it did, we'd measure them from level, meaning you can't violate this by saying level's globe-shaped, you moron. So now I'm not going to whistle past how altitudes require Earth be measured flat for your claim, And if you understand how flat Earth is being measured from sea level for your claim, it seems you're trying to have a second crack of the whip while you say there's two values, one from the centre that nobody's measuring from. There is no centre. That's a radial value. The radial value this man's just appealed to, that's being at the centre, is also derived from a flat Earth measurement by Huygens and Kepler. That's what R is, a flat Earth measurement of minimum elevation angle. So no, if you're going to suggest being at the centre, you'd need an R value because nobody's digging to the centre to measure it. You're extracting it from flat Earth measurements also. So no, we won't be putting an extra value for the height of mountains just because you say so. We'll still be measuring them from a flat Earth, even though that's the third time I've had to go through it with an idiot. There's no second value from the centre, and the centre's derived from a flat Earth value also.
Where do the images come from?
Why are you asking me? Earth's measured flat.
Because because we have satellite images, you haven't acknowledged that. Weather patterns, and we could predict hurricanes. And where do those come from? That's a simple
flat Earth
question.
measurements. I've told you 4 times. They come from flat Earth measurements. We've gone through it. Are you not understanding what I'm saying? Flat Earth
images
measurements
come from measurements.
Yes, that's right. We measure Earth for these values. That's correct. Yes, people measure Earth and it's flat. Like I don't know, off the top of my head, sea level. The one you're appealing to, that flat Earth measurement that I'm now talking about while you yak through me, like all 4 people who've spoken to me prior have had to do when they get absolutely annihilated with their own requirement of a flat Earth measurement that we should either ignore and superimpose centre of Earth radial flat Earth measurement values that mountains aren't measured with, or just ignore it. I mean, it's only a measurement that we're relying on. No, we won't be ignoring it, and we won't be inventing centre of Earth R-value flat Earth measurement derivations either. Earth's just measured flat for your claim. I'm done with you. Your claim requires Earth be measured flat, mate. It's the end.
Where do the images
Don't ask me anything. Why are you asking me? Have I claimed anything? You've claimed satellites.
You haven't answered it.
I haven't got a need to. You've got flat Earth measurements in your claim.
You just out measurements, so you just...
Yeah, you've got flat Earth measurements in your claim. I've pointed out how flat your measurements are in your claim. I haven't made any claims for you to ask me questions about. You're telling me about satellites. That's your claim. Think you can question me? How dare you? Absolutely not. Meanwhile, you're appealing to flat Earth measurements in your claim you made. You need a flat Earth for those. Height, off sea level. Done. Earth's measured flat for it. Next. What's the time? 2.5 hours. One more question. Anybody else?
Are you gonna watch the video or no?
What video would that be?
Oh, the Artemis mission and of Earth.
So did we not just go through how it relies on flat Earth measurements, flat Earth R values, orbital elliptical motion? Maybe if you ask me if I'm going to do something and then yak through my answer about why I wouldn't need to, maybe that'll change my answer to you while I'm in the middle of answering you. Am I going to watch a video you've asked? I'm now answering you. Maybe just keep talking while I point out how unreasonable a prick you are. Prick. I don't need to. I know our flat Earth must be measured for the altitudes, distance, ballistic trajectory, elevation angle, surface level, eye level, longitude, latitude, coordinates. All of these things are flat Earth measurements that Artemis will rely on. So I don't need to look at any video. It's relying on flat Earth measurements. I'm pretty sure I've gone through this in the last hour 15 times.
Can't we watch Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe instead?
Maybe if we watch Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, we'll all believe how lions can talk. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat for the derived mathematics of orbital motion. Elliptical orbital motion, flat Earth prerequisite elevation angles, flat Earth elevations from sea level, surface level measured from sea level.
Is it proper to put a statement of fact in an if statement looking to invalidate the statement of fact?
No, but that's what's happening. Correct. We've got a statement of fact like Earth's measured flat from sea level, and then, well, if we suggest that it's a different measurement from the centre after we derive a radial value off a flat Earth to get us there, or if we just ignore it altogether, we can look at weather. No, we can't do any of those things. These aren't if statements. Earth is measured flat from sea level. That's not up for debate, like I tried to explain when I was muted for about 20 minutes. when the guy was like, we're going to have a debate where our opponents steel man the globe position. My response, well, why would you want to do that? They're all relying on flat Earth measurements. There's no steel manning a globe position. It will require flat Earth measurements, like radial values off a flat Earth with elevation angles, like heights from sea level, like, count them, 4 globe believers who've stood before me today. They've all appealed to flat Earth foundational measurements. Has there been an exception? Has one of them used something other than flat Earth measurements? No. Every single one of them has used flat Earth measurements. Me, I haven't made a claim yet. No one's asked me anything. Don't need to make any claims. My opponent just offers me flat Earth measurements on pillows every time they come to me. So what do I need to? I don't need to do anything, because Earth will be measured flat regardless of globe believers using flat Earth measurements and then saying, oh, well, let's just ignore that we measure this from sea level. Why? Because it's incongruent with your sphere belief. Yeah, it is. That's right. It violates an axiom of the base principle you're measuring Earth with when you suggest the maths of the Roman Catholic Church's orbits means you're on a ball. No, you fundamentally don't even understand that that system invented by the Roman Catholic Church puts you inside a ball to move around the sun mathematically after measuring Earth flat to achieve those maths. 16 times. It has been fun. To be fair, I was yakking through a promotion when I got muted. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
It just seems like when I asked where do satellite images come from, that chanting sea level 15 times isn't a very good answer.
So if you post that stuff in side chat,
Matthew.
I know exactly who you fuckheads are now.
Matthew, is there another value for altitudes,
yeah,
Matthew?
You guys have a good day.
Is it just 2 people talking? Matthew's just put something to me and I'm responding to Matthew Learns. So is there another altitude other than sea level, Matthew?
No, the altitudes are based on sea level.
So Earth's measured flat from sea level?
No.
That's a fantastic rebuttal, Matthew. Truly amazing. You win.
Right.
Yes, Earth is measured. I was being sarcastic. I did have something to follow up with. No, that's just wrong. Matthew Learns is wrong. Saying no. Yes, Earth's measured flat from sea level. It's a level that's been measured that we give all altitudes from, as confirmed by you 2 seconds ago. Earth's measured flat with this value. It's called sea level.
And how does that answer my question?
Why are you asking me? I didn't claim it. Why are you asking me? Did I claim it? Is it mine? Did I measure sea level? Why are you asking me this?
No, I was asking where satellite images come from. A simple question.
Did I present you with satellite images? I presented you with the data that they're reliant on, which is altitudes. So the altitude data that they provide is a flat Earth prerequisite measurement value, isn't it? The answer is yes, absolutely, without question. Altitudes from sea level is already confirmed.
Without question.
It's already been confirmed. I don't need it confirmed. It's not like you saying no is going to change what sea level is. It won't. Okay then, jolly good. In conclusion, Earth's measured flat from sea level.
Oh, back. I'm sorry. I'm back. Holy shit.
So we were done with you, my friend. We moved on to someone else.
We already agreed that sea level isn't flat.
Sorry, there's 3 people talking. I was talking to Matthew Learns. 3 people talking. I was talking to Matthew Learns, specifically 1 person. So Earth's measured flat from sea level, Matthew. It's the only way to measure altitude. So unless we ignore how flat Earth must be measured perpendicular to a plane of reference, Earth's measured flat from sea level. Well, that's it. Earth's measured flat from sea level. There's nothing else to discuss.
So there's nothing else to discuss. I can't bring up the weather satellite images.
With its altitude from sea level?
No, without any...
So the balloon doesn't have it. Sorry, I'm confused. You're saying this balloon doesn't have an altitude from sea level?
I'm saying it's irrelevant where the...
So like the other guy, it's irrelevant. No, it's not. It's absolutely relevant. It's its altitude measurement from sea level. It is relevant. You just trying the same trick the last guy tried, which is, well, maybe we could just ignore it. No, we won't be ignoring it.
Really not what happened.
I confess that I am trying the same trick of like getting off the single topic of sea level.
Oh, you don't like it? Does this flat Earth measurement scare you? Do these flat Earth measurements scare you?
They do not.
Well, why would you want to deviate away from it if it doesn't scare you? Let's talk about flat Earth measurements of sea level? Is it because you want to use them without acknowledging how flat Earth must be to be perpendicular in the vertical with respect to this value? It's because Earth's measured flat that you don't want to talk. You'd rather shy away from it or just whistle past it, end quote, last guy. No, we're not going to shy away from flat Earth measurements from sea level, Matthew, even if you want to because you're scared of them. If you weren't scared of them, you'd talk about them. Earth's measured flat from sea level, Matthew. I don't care how scared you are.
Oh, I'm not scared.
Right. So you understand what perpendicular means? Do you understand what perpendicular means? Do you understand what perpendicular means?
I do.
And do you understand that altitude is perpendicular to a plane of reference called sea level?
I do, yes.
So Earth is measured as a plane of reference for altitude?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's the end of the discussion. Earth's measured flat for all altitudes without exception, including weather balloons. Their altitude's measured off a flat Earth. There are no exceptions.
Oh dear.
So, in conclusion, Earth's measured flat from sea level. No amount of cowardice trying to whistle past it or ignore it or claim that we're just harping on about it. What, harping on about how flat Earth gets measured from sea level perpendicular to a plane of reference we've measured? That's just Earth being unequivocally measured flat. It's not me harping on about it. I haven't measured it. It's reliant on by you guys when you use it. So, I mean, you can deny it. Maybe you can tell me we measure from the centre of Earth when we derive a radial value for a centre of Earth, also with a flat plane to derive it. All of these flat Earth measurements I've been presented today are by the ball believers, by the way. I haven't had to claim a single thing. Every single person has presented me with flat Earth measurements, including Matthew Learns. Measurement of sea level. Perpendicular altitude in this instance. If Earth wasn't flat, we wouldn't have sea level measurements of altitude. We have to measure Earth flat, or we wouldn't have altitudes of anything ever. So Earth's measured flat. No getting away from it. Literally no getting away from it. Maybe beg me again that we can whistle past this, Matthew. Plead with me to not talk about how flat Earth is measured from sea level. Beg me.
Yes, could we please stop talking about sea level and talk about other evidence?
No, your bleatings and moans and cowardice is going to be denied. No, given that I didn't bring it up, we're definitely going to continue to talk about how flat Earth is measured from sea level. Why would you bunch of cowards want to cower away from this, Matthew? I ask. Why don't you want to talk about how flat Earth is measured from sea level?
Because I believe there are ways of coming up with sea level on a globe also.
So that's a contradiction in terms, for my audience's benefit. Level means having no part higher or lower than another. If you're globe-shaped, you have specifically got parts lower than other parts. Now that would be curve. Now if Earth has curve, we'll measure it, survey it. Deviating in the vertical, that's curve. But in order to measure that curve, that's hills. We'd measure it with respect to a horizontal planar reference also. What would that be called? Oh, sea level! So if there's any curve when Matthew Learns employs a contradiction in terms, globe being level? No, you obviously don't understand the difference between something being level, having no part higher or lower than another, and having parts higher or lower than other parts. That's globe-shaped. No, we definitely not got globe levels. That's a contradiction in terms, Matthew.
Well, I can't argue with that.
No, you can't. You're absolutely correct. Globe level is not a level. It's a flat Earth prerequisite. In order to measure curve, we would need axiomatically to understand and accept distance being measured on Earth, flat and linear, for it to be described as horizontal, so we can describe deviation from that horizontal measured mile value. So you understand, Matthew, that if we measure Earth and measure curve, we'd be measuring a vertical deviation from the horizontal measured miles. You understand how rise over run works, of course, right, Matthew?
Right. I'm just saying you can't argue against definitions.
Yeah, so when we describe measuring curve, we require horizontal linear mile measurements to describe curve in the vertical deviating from. Second time I've asked you. It's called rise over run.
Yeah, rise over run is slope. That's right.
Right, so if we're going to describe the slope, we need mile measurements of Earth in flat miles first to describe the horizontal miles with the deviating vertical drop. So Earth, third time, will be measured flat in linear miles to describe curve, that's hills, with. Won't it, Matthew?
It will. With those definitions, I can't argue against that.
There's only one definition of measuring curve. It's the deviation in the vertical from the horizontal. And if it's referenced Earth and its curves, we've surveyed Earth to the millimetre accuracy. It's flat for the horizontal distance in miles. So if there's any curve, not contradiction in term level curve, because that's the stupidest thing anybody could ever say, Matthew. You said it, you idiot. No, we don't have contradictions in terms like levels that curve. That's stupid. Because as you've just conceded, describing curve, that's things that are globe-shaped as opposed to flat, would be a description in the vertical drop with respect to the Earth being measured flat with miles. So Earth's measured flat with miles to describe curve with. End of statement, end of argument, Earth is measured flat.
I'd just like to say, Nathan, as well. I mean, you can disagree with definitions, actually, Michael, but you can't disagree with the actual measurements of Earth that are carried out, using in practical applications, like in surveying or celestial navigation. That's how it's done. Forget your definitions. That's how it's measured in a physical reality.
Yeah, I see. I mean, if there's only one definition of sea level, then I can't argue against it.
It's a measurement. It's not a definition. It's not an English category. It's a measurement category. They measure this. It's not up for discussion. It's not Socratic. You understand? It's not Socratic. It's a measurement.
In which definition it's curved?
Hold on.
Can you find
hold on. Sasha, shush. It's not you're in a category error. How it's defined, it's a measurement. We're measuring mean sea level. Cat got your tongue? You deaf? Need a few more seconds to think about it? The answer's yes. Okay,
yes,
well, if you can't cope after 5 seconds of thought. Right, it's not Socratic, second time. It's been measured. There's little huts that measure mean sea level. They're not inside the huts arguing about the semantics of it. You understand that, right? You're in a category error. You think it's semantics. It's not. We're not going to have to go through the Socratic method. It's a measurement. You're confusing maths and English, Matthew. Okay, well, obviously it's the second time I've asked him and he needs a few more seconds to think about it. This is a maths professor, by the way. Hello, Matthew! You're in a category error. They measure it third time. Okay, well, I'll conclude.
Other people mean different things by sea level.
No, they don't. They're measuring it. Nobody's in the huts arguing about the definition when they measure mean sea level. They're measuring it with tools to measure. You think those tools are having a little argument about the semantics of it, do you? Are you an idiot? Do you think the sea level measuring tools are having a little debate about it? What are you on? Are you on a different planet? No, they're not arguing about the semantics of it. They measure it. Fourth time I've said it. Category error. Hello? Maths professor, you're in a category error. It's not semantics. They're measuring it. Okay.
I respectfully disagree and use different definitions, but
they're not defining. They're measuring
definitions.
Sorry, they're measuring it. They measure sea level. They're not arguing in the huts about semantics. You understand that? Fifth time I've asked. Clearly not. Do you think they are arguing about what this is when they've got huts to measure it? You're just an idiot, Matthew. You're in a category error. Sixth time I've said it. They're measuring mean sea level, Matthew. They're not arguing and debating about the definition. Seventh time, you idiot.
One hut's got the Oxford English Dictionary. The other hut's got the Merriam-Webster Dictionary.
Yeah. And the apparatus inside the hut is having a little argument as it grows a set of lips and has a little English debate, according to Matthew, as he respectfully disagrees that it's a fucking measurement. It is! They're measuring it, Aethon. You think they're still trying to figure out what the semantics of what that measurement is, do you, Matthew? No, they're definitely measuring. We've had mean sea level quite some time. Anyway, in conclusion, while this little subterfuge offered up by Matthew's been thwarted for the 8th or 9th time, we can say we're measuring Earth with mean sea level and all elevations without exception, even the dumbass idiot bull-believing ones that are suggested to either be whistled past, completely ignored, been harped on about, or maybe we could suggest they come from a radial value in the centre of a bull that we're not measuring. These are the dumbass suggestions of bull-believing clowns, by the way. Here, you've heard them. But we do just measure Earth perpendicular to a plane of reference called mean sea level for all altitudes on the surface of God's green Earth. Flat for every single measurement ever made. Earth had to be flat.
I wonder if Matthew believes that you can measure a plane of reference without having a plane to reference.
Oh, obviously not.
Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. That's how we measure Earth, including but not limited to altitudes of weather balloons, satellites, aeroplanes, angles of elevation for mountains. Everything to do with altitude is all perpendicular to a plane of reference without exception. Because without exception, Earth's measured flat. For altitudes, what's that I can hear? Can't we just whistle past this? Can't we just ignore it? You've been harping on about it.
Yeah,
Right,
so we Globers say that there's different planes of reference. So the plane of reference for level in London is different than the plane of reference in New York. That they're not perpendicular. They're not parallel. The direction of down is different in New York than it is in London.
They are planes. But in your belief, they are planes.
Yes,
not
different
curves.
planes. One in London,
Correct.
one in New York.
That's the end of the discussion. They are planes. We are finished.
Right, I'm going to thank the politics server for having us. I was a bit rowdy at the beginning, talking through somebody promoting their other stuff, so I do apologise. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
It's always fun to chat with you.
I wasn't talking to you, Matthew. You have absolutely no control over this server.
I apologise for being nice.
It's all right. It's just you're a bit up your own ass, like you're more important than you actually think you are. Thank you, server operators. You've been really good to me personally. I am very grateful for you allowing me to be. I'm not being sarcastic either. Thank you, DJ, and I apologise for being a bit rowdy at the beginning. My apologies.
And thank you to you, Nathan.
Pleasure being here. Right, with that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to all of you who liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
Millimeter, it be accurately measured. It's measured flat, direction up and down. Flat level we at, fly over ground. Descending from that breeze, heading in degrees. Horizontal, flat, EST, now you know it's flat below.